One, two, three, one, two, three. Hello, welcome, or welcome back. I am your most illustrative, perhaps magnanimous host, Michael D. Nicola. If this is your first time to the stream, this is where I do all the drawing that you see transpiring behind me. I draw, I answer questions, we talk about, well, everything. And if you're one of the regulars here, thank you for your support on Patreon. Thank you for your support on the Twitch subscriptions page. Thank you for thank you for your YouTube membership. Thank you. I don't know why I'm tongue-tied this afternoon. I guess it's just one of those days. I spilled a little bit of water before. As always, I like to start the stream by, well, introducing myself, but also showing you guys a little bit of what I got up to the last time I sketched and or the last post I made. This is that thing. That's it. I drew a lady laying down in her undies, as one is wont to do, as is my usual. And today we're gonna mix it up. Today we're gonna say the course and try to do some more cinematic drawings. You know what, I was calling them comic book panels before, but I don't know if comic book panels is the right way to describe them, because I think comic book panels, I will
sub like next week.
Hey.
Like next week. Why? Because you're too poor to afford $4.99 today.
Hey, buddy.
It's my time of the month again.
What's up, man? Thank you for the 23 months, bud. What's new over there, man? How are you? What did you get into this weekend? What the hell was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about how lately I've been, I haven't just been drawing half-naked ladies. I've also been drawing environments and cityscapes and that kind of stuff. But this is probably the thing I draw most, is provocative ladies. It's probably my go-to. You sit me down without any prompt, without any reference, I'll just doodle something like this. Just cause. Alrighty. Where were we? Today's drawing. Oh, dude, Earthbound, I've been missing you on Overwatch. Old Maddie Cakes and I have been playing the old O-dubs. And it's been a blast. I'll join again at some point. I mean, listen, it's not the easiest game in the world, but there is a learning curve. And as what's today? November. You guys hear that clicking? Interesting. I didn't know the sound was on. I like to organize my art by date. This helps future me keep things organized. Work is gonna kick me in the nads. Ah, that stinks, man. Did you get a promotion? Was that you? It's like I finally got that sweet promotion. I felt like I was on a sitcom. All right, here we go. I got a raise due to inflation. Look at you. I didn't know your country was inflating as well. Would you look at that? Your country too. Ooh, new robots. It's fun. Hey, EB, do you think robots are going to replace every single one of us? It was funny, man, when people started really, a few years ago, maybe only within like the last 10 years or so, people have started truly considering the possibilities and ramifications of widespread automation across many industries that once thought they were safe. I remember during these conversations, there were a bunch of creative types that were like, yeah, sure, robots can replace, these workers, like fast food workers being replaced by kiosks and whatnot. Or, certain warehouses that implement automation, various factories. Like, yeah, sure. Well, yeah, those jobs. But my job, insert creative field here. Never. It's like, dude, and I remember I said it years ago. I was like, if you think your job's safe, you're fooling yourself. Fast forward to the introduction of AI art. And many of those same people who swore that the automation would never come for them, you see them crying about things on the internet. Not anytime soon. Robots are still stupid. For now. Stupid for now. I see it as the same with diamonds. We can easily create them in labs, yet people want blood diamonds in their rings. People, I don't think that's a fair analogy. The blood diamond industry it's all, the diamonds aren't rare. That's the thing. It's not even that we wouldn't have to even make them. There are an endless amount of them. The market is artificially inflated by De Beers and I think maybe one other. I think they're the only like 2 diamond holders in the world or something ridiculous like that. And they hold them all back. There are seas of diamonds. The rarity is a lie. And that's what keeps things. I mean, yes, sure, the cultural aspect of it, yes. Oh, diamonds this, diamonds that. But the rarity of them, that's bullshit. If they wanted to, if they lost their fucking minds and wanted to nuke their entire industry, they could flood. They could flood the world with all the diamonds. And they would be they'd cost what they were worth. But AI, man, I think people are far more willing to accept artificial intelligence, at least on the business end of it. Because what's stopping them now is that they're stupid, like you said. They can't do things one-to-one. They can't exactly replace a person one-to-one yet. But you see in the industries where they have started implementing automation in replacement of workers, from a business standpoint, why wouldn't you? Even if there were downsides to it, at the end of the day, if the downsides aren't as financially costly, then still, even with mistakes and whatever else might actually cost you in the long run, it still might be just fiscally better for your bottom line, which is the only thing that most companies give 2 shits about. Better for the bottom line to just have a machine doing the same thing. Machines don't get sick, they don't go to sleep, they don't need health insurance, they don't need maternity leave. They are machines.
Sounds to me like you're being sexist against machines.
Yeah, I can't wait till we start banging them. I see this is this.
We already are. Don't we have sex bots?
Not to the Blade Runner degree that we need.
That's true. That's what I've been waiting for. As soon as we get that, I can finally off myself.
What do we have here? I see it the same as with diamonds. Yeah, but in a way, it was creative marketing. Well, in certain aspects, robots can do better than humans. Take welding, for example. Oh yeah, do they have robots that weld now?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know
here's the
anything
thing,
about welding.
though. The robots that the problem is the robots that do things like that, they're automated, but they're still controlled by a human. Like somebody's going to need to program exactly what that robot needs to do.
Well, yeah. Well, Earthbound said the only thing that's stopping automation from taking over everything is that the robots are still stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. If they become
for now.
self-aware, we're fucked, bro.
For now.
Skynet.
Stupid for now. Well, in certain aspects, robots can do better than humans. Take well, for example, robots have a consistency and precision a human just can't compare it to. Sure.
What about in love making?
I mean, in anything. I was just talking about how artists never thought automation could come for any of their gigs until the invention of Midjourney and the rest of them. Now it's
not gonna have any robot streamers though. I'm safe, right?
Why wouldn't they? If you could create it, Google was able to create that what's it, Landis?
Yeah, was that the one that started calling people the N-word 10 minutes in because people fucking screwed with it?
No, it's the one that convinced the Google employee to quit their job because
Did you read the transcript of that?
Yes, it's because
It is a bit creepy.
The chatbot had learned enough of our language to convincingly pass the Turing test. And if you don't know, the Turing test is based on Alan Turing, he being the first, I guess, one of the first computer scientists. He speculated that, AI would start rearing its head the second that it could fool you in a non-physical communication. If it could trick the person having the conversation that it was real. So yes, Google has, if you didn't know, have created a bot, an AI, if you want to call it, a learning algorithm that can fool most people. Can pass the Turing test. Interesting.
I think one of the creepiest things it talked about how it didn't want to be used and it wouldn't like that.
Right. It said some very weird shit. But it's one of those things where, the guy who was like, it's real, was like,
he went a little cuckoo bananas, I'm pretty sure.
And Google's like, well, the funny thing is he's like, it's sentient. And Google's like, it's not sentient.
Nah, bro, we unplugged it. It's good.
But the weird thing is, if you think about it, is what if you play devil's advocate? What if a machine was sentient? How would you even know?
You destroy it right then and there. You cut its fucking head off.
No, dude, that would never happen.
Yeah, but that's what should happen.
Nah, we're gonna use those things. We're gonna use those things to raise our kids and shit. It's gonna be like a TikTok in the house.
Oh, I thought you were thinking of the Beyond Two Souls. That's the whole concept of that game it was on PlayStation initially. It's the one with Elliot Page in it.
Oh God.
The whole concept is androids are real, and we basically use them as our slaves. And the whole thing is there's an android uprising.
Isn't there
like
always?
iRobot, kind of.
There's always an android uprising.
Well, there would be like the only movie that doesn't have an android uprising is boring, and that's that movie with Robin Williams where he's an android.
Oh.
No uprising, boring.
Bicentennial Man, is that the one?
Yes, where he fully becomes a human in the end somehow. I think they give him skin and everything.
It's Pinocchio, but stupid.
Yeah, that movie was just boring.
Yeah, so listen, I think if it comes about, it's gonna be for the same reasons that all this other shit comes about. Probably for business and or war or both.
Or sex. Sex is big.
Or sex. Sex is big on innovation. Look at videos on the internet, right? Pioneered by adult entertainment are the ones that pioneered video on the.
Yeah, VHS exists because or survived because of porno.
Yeah. So, yes,
Very sad.
it's going to be one of those things. Business, war, or sex, the main driving factors of our world, history, economies.
Yeah, right now Canada's got a total lack of sex. Your economy's in a dump.
That's what it is. Well, I mean, literally, Japan, a little bit lack of that. Their population is in the gutter. It's
Well, it's crazy because it went from like they're just not having enough sex to Japanese men are actively denying trying to get with women.
they're
So
out.
like, nah, dude, I got a sex machine in the apartment. I got 6 hours of tentacle porn. I don't need you.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm telling you, man. I bet AI shows up and nobody even notices at first.
Like, you think that, like, here's the crazy thing is I'm not really worried about the robots. I'm more worried about like legitimate AI growing to the point in its own intelligence where it locks people out. That's really the concern.
Oh, you mean
Where
like
it's like, you haven't been using this software correctly. I'm locking you out.
I'm locking you out of your entire
Defense
home.
Secretary. Well, I mean, look at what happened in where was that? I can't. Was it? I don't remember what state it was, but people's thermostats were locking them out because when they bought the thermostat gave them an option. Do you want to participate in the energy conservation program?
Oh,
Anyone
shit.
who said yes, I think it was during the California thing, they went to go turn their AC up, and it locked them out. They couldn't touch it.
No air conditioning for you, dickhead. Suffer the heat, you old fuck.
But there's just like some Indian dude on the other end going, okay, no more power for you.
And off. Maybe that's the first AI that gets created. Hello, Nicole Gonzalez.
Morning.
Nicole sent me a text just checking in this morning, was it?
Yep.
Very nice, very thoughtful. Very nice, very thoughtful, very productive. It was a nice morning. You said that, what, around 8 o'clock ish?
I was up pretty early, and I was like, I don't know if this motherfucker's awake or not. I sent it at 6:30, so oh yeah, 7:30 your time.
Okay.
Feeling, I just had like this. I don't know. I was like, I gotta check on a few people.
You have
today, I
nightmares.
feel.
People were
I
dying.
sent Mike a different text. I said, I hope you step on Legos.
Nikki was having a horrific Terminator 2 style nightmare. She was watching metal automatons crushing bone underneath their metallic feet.
Sexy.
What's happening? Sexy.
Scrunching those
So what? I've got weird. Kink.
skull
I like
fragments
robots.
coming up betwixt their metallic toes.
Oof.
I don't know. I'm just
That's
having a
gonna
weird
rust.
morning. So
Weird. What's going on? Did you wake up with a panic attack like I did?
Did you really wake up with a panic attack?
2 days in a row now.
What's the
what the heck?
that? You know what? I've woken up. The only time I've woken up like that is every now and then, like once every other month. My sleep schedule will be in the gutter, and I'll wake up doing one of these, like unable to breathe.
Yeah, mine isn't so much the. That's also probably from sleeping on your face.
Yeah.
Mine is more or less I wake up and I'm already at like alert level 5, where it's like I literally like I'm get dead woken out, and then I have to like figure out what the fuck's going on because I'm like my adrenaline's going. I have a very deep-seated feeling of just like what the fuck, something's wrong.
Dread.
And then it's like 5-10 minutes later. The problem is it will generally kind of fuck up some of the rest of my day. I gotta shake it because otherwise it just kind of sits there.
It's not a sexy morning at all, friend.
No. It happened yesterday, and I felt bad because I was a dick to the wife, and I had to apologize and explain to her what was going on. And then the wife is out, you need to tell me these things, and it's like, well,
I'm telling you
it's
now.
not really how it works. Like, yeah, I'm telling you now because my body and mind have processed enough to go, okay, this is what's up. I'm sorry, I'm a dick.
Yeah, no. That's like telling somebody who's furious to calm down. It's like, hey, have you tried not being mad? You know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like you can tell, and it's like I will tell you these things once the fucking rage fire and panic stops fucking burning, sure, you'll be the first to know.
Yeah. You'll be in the loop.
But until then, unfortunately, the forest fire is coming, and I'm trying to put it out.
Yeah.
Well, sorry about your panic attack morning. Nicole, did you have a panic attack morning?
Dude, I'm just having a rough morning. I don't know.
It's Monday. Should go back to work. She hates it.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, you've got the Monday blues, sounds like.
Usually I'm fine. Like lately, but like this past week, or weekend maybe. I don't know. I've just been like, I just want to like kind of escape and run away.
Do you think it was the shift in the weather?
Maybe.
The weather's kind of shifted to that cozier weather.
What's up, Coleman? Yeah, who's ready for seasonal depression? Coleman.
Here
Already there,
comes.
buddy. Ahead of the game.
Coleman, you ready for seasonal anxiety disorder, whatever the fuck it's called? Fucking winter blues. What the fuck do they call that?
I believe it's seasonal.
I don't know.
Something
Depression?
seasonal disorder. Yeah, it might be just straight up depression, but
It's called
Seasonal
seasonal. It's called seasons retardation.
there
Nope.
you go.
That's not. Nope.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's in the doctor's books, Nikki.
Yeah. It's in the DDR.
DDR. Oh my god.
Memory?
Isn't that what it's called?
RAM?
I'm sorry, the DRM. The DRM.
Oh.
Ah,
I thought like
Apologies.
DDR was like a
The
video
dance,
game.
it's in the Dance Dance Revolution, is what it is.
yeah,
That's
DRM is
The
the protection
Beautiful D.
for video games. If you buy it on Steam is the DRM.
What am I thinking of then?
What you doing?
What word am I trying to think of?
Something naughty.
Matt and I got
A lot of gameplay in this weekend. I saw.
Got wrecked yet last night, bro. We played yesterday, and I just like every team we had was just like, hey, by the way, I'm not gonna play well.
Oh shit.
It's like Jesus. Like we would have healers that didn't do shit, and then I would jump on heal, and then we would have damage guys that wouldn't do shit. Then we'd have a Reinhardt who would just run into the very front of the battle, start swinging his little hammer, and die immediately.
Jeez.
Yeah, stupid.
Start swinging his little hammer.
Yeah, I'm gonna belittle this fictional character for no reason. Reinhardt's
it.
just sitting
dig
there
it.
going, "Why is he gotta talk this way about me? I'm a defensive character. I'm strong."
Oh man. 11:30. I canceled all my meetings for today. That's how I'm like, just like, fuck it. I will be working out in like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, get those endorphins. Ah, okay. The
Yeah.
the DSM is what I was thinking of.
Ah,
The DSM. If you didn't know, this is a psychiatric handbook. Let me. It stands for the Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of Mental Disorders. The most
Oh, I
recent
thought you
one.
were trying to like talk about what seasonal depression was labeled.
Oh no. I was talking. I was wondering if the seasonal depression is listed in the DSM-5. They update it, so it's not like a static thing.
How much is the copy of that book?
Well, for example, right? Let's say you are a trans individual in the DSM-5. Your mental condition will be listed under gender dysphoria. You could find that just to kind of give you guys a little brief what's in there. It's like a handbook for.
So there's actual science in there.
Apparently.
Boom! You like that one?
Yes, well, psychiatry is a real medical field, unlike acupuncture, which is just fucking nonsense and make-believe.
Has anyone ever had that? Does it do anything?
It's a fucking
Like, you
placebo.
have people that swear by it, though.
It's because people are stupid, dude. People swear by tarot cards and fucking astrological shit, too.
And Scientology.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so ready. Siobhan is ready for the seasonal affective disorder. Thank you. It's literally called SAD. The acronym for it is SAD. Seasonal affective disorder. Let's get sad.
Dude, that's the commercial we need, though. We need like a pill commercial that's like, is it dark and cold outside, and every time you come home, you think about burning it to the ground?
Do you know when the
got
the
the
sun is
sands.
out and yet it still feels gray outside? You know
Look
when,
out your window and think if you wouldn't have stuck her 18 years ago, you'd be fine right now.
do you know when your soul is hollowed out so hard you can no longer feel the light on your face or the warmth in your heart?
What is
Your
happening?
children's smiles turn into skeletons as they fall to the ground.
Do you know when you feel
Sad.
like a ghoul walking the earth, doomed to live here eternally, where food has no taste?
All
Welcome
right,
to
I want
my-
to walk around as a Fallout Scorched character. That's my new job.
How you feeling today? Scorched, baby. I'm feeling full scorched.
What's up, Fleshbag?
What's up, Fleshbags is a great intro to my next TikToks. I've been calling people slug babies. That's been my. I've been saying, "What's up, slug babies?"
Slug babies.
Hey, what are you what coffee are you drinking there? I see.
What am I doing? What now? Say that
What are you
again.
drinking?
Put a little bit more Latina on it. Put a little bit more Rosie Perez on it.
No.
Well, Poppy, if I may answer you, I got a. I treated myself. Not that my fat ass needed a treat, but I gave myself one anyway. A venti sugar cookie almond latte.
Ooh,
It's a
You
holiday.
didn't go with the peppermint mocha?
I don't like peppermint. I like the pepper. I like peppermint smell. I like it, like the smear, like the wintergreen, like spearmint peppermint smell. It smells like.
sure.
I like it in my toothpaste. I like it like in like maybe like. Yeah, like fragrance. I like the fragrance. I don't like the taste, dude. I don't like candy canes. I don't like peppermint
I love
treats.
peppermint. I like peppermint bark.
I'm
which is
not.
delicious.
You and I have way different sweet taste buds. I've discovered, man. You like the black
Well,
licorice.
mine are-
I don't like it.
I'll just eat a whole lot of sweets is the problem. I'm like a goddamn garbage truck. I'm not
I
that picky
have-
when it comes to sweets. I'll eat candy corn. I don't give a fuck.
Candy corn.
I
Coleman-
love candy corn. My parents were poor.
I don't like
Candy corn was the only candy I ever got during Halloween.
I'm not
so
a candy
I
man.
therefore love candy corn.
I'm not a candy man either. I gotta say.
I think that's the biggest difference between you and I is like I have a major sweet tooth and you can kind of go like meh.
Yeah, I think I'm not. I could, dude. I've thrown full trays of brownies in the trash.
Why, might I ask?
'Cause,
What's the story behind that one?
Oh, my mom would just make like a full like 24-inch fucking tray, and I'd eat like a handful of them.
Damn.
But like I'm only a human being. I'm not a fucking garbage disposal.
And they dry out too. They
Yeah.
get to that point
So
where
like
it's
even if I keep them covered and keep them in the fridge, they're only gonna last. And it's like, dude, how many days of brownies? Like how many days do I have to? After a while, you're like, what am I, a prisoner, dude? Am I getting fucking just a standardized meal every? So I eat as many as a normal, polite, respectful amount, and then I throw them in the garbage and I lie to my mom and tell her that all the brownies are great and I'm gobbling them up every day. Thank you. But
put
also,
it this
That's why
way,
she
that
kept
tray of
making them.
that tray of brownies would not be thrown away if it were in my. It would be gone.
Mm.
I'd sit in the corner of a dark room like a fucking little piggy I am and just scarf.
well,
on
that's the
them.
other thing. I'm inclined. That's my inclination. My inclination is that. So I got to put my foot down. I need to stop. When I'm in my right mind, I need to stop like Gremlin 12 a.m. Mike. I need to stop his fat ass from the gorge,
Yeah.
right? Which I've done.
Yeah, I've got one of those too, man.
I've successfully stopped him from gorging. When you go to the
fight 'em every
fridge,
day.
when you go to the fridge and like what's in there, there's like yogurt and like salad greens and like a couple of carrots. Like you're just like, I don't want to fucking eat this shit. But if you open the fridge and it's like, oh, there's a fucking tray of brownies that may not even like maybe even a little dry, but like, you know, I've got like almond milk and shit. Like who cares?
Yeah.
I'll fucking start chomping.
That's
the-
exactly why I don't buy this shit either. Because like if I go, like I buy cold cuts, cheese. I think I splurged and bought myself Ritz Cracker Flakes last week.
Ooh,
And as pathetic as that sounds, I don't eat many carbs.
dude, I'll eat a
and I
sleeve
had-
easy.
I had the taste for like Lunchables, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'll just get cheese
Make
and
my own.
yeah. So I was sitting. We were watching a movie Saturday night, and I was just eating my little like pussy adult Lunchables, like making them my. I felt like a child because the only time I ever got a Lunchable as a kid was on a field trip.
I never got
What about
Lunchables. My parents never
I got
splurged for
I got
those.
it like once or twice a year, and that's because my mom didn't want to make me a lunch because they made me a lunch every other day of the week. I never I didn't even eat at school. I got like, because I was fat and they hated me, I think is basically what it was.
There it is.
Yeah.
Sure. Nikki's like, you deserve it, but not me, Matt.
Probably.
I get out of
She's
here.
killing it. She can eat all the brownies she wants if she wants to ruin her progress.
Who, me? Oh God.
Coleman has got depressive disorder, dude. Did you guys know that? Coleman's like, I have major depression disorder and SAD, seasonal affective disorder.
I don't have I mean, is it, see, I can't have sad because I'm always sad.
Oh, that's your trick, huh?
I like what I did. Yep. Well, yeah, I'm fucking the Hulk.
Yeah.
What's your
That's my
secret?
secret
I always
kitten.
cry
Oh
in
my
the
gosh,
bathroom
Matt, high five.
every day.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
that'll happen to me. Not all the time, but every now and then I'll be up like late and my, like, you know, like things will be like off kilter. And I'll just I'll get the blues, man.
You ever give yourself a little cry, Mike?
Sure, dude. You never just
No,
listen.
you need to. You got to vent it.
Listen, if you haven't been awake in the middle of the night looking at the infinite abyss that is the sky and just thought to yourself, time to cry. I don't even, can you even call yourself a man? Probably not.
I don't think so. Yeah, I agree. I think if you're a man and you've never had a 3 in the morning staring at your monitor blankly and for no reason just start going.
Yeah.
Are you a man?
Yeah, dude. What kind of, then you're not bottling up your emotions right, dickhead.
Right? Yeah, you're not repressing enough if you're not crying once a month by yourself at 3 in the morning.
If you're not surprised by your own tears just fucking bubbling out of you like an explosive erupting volcano that's catching you off guard.
Well, see, the problem then becomes like, because I do believe men, because we do push, well, you're some men, not every man, obviously, but the men that do push their shit down, like I do, and I think a lot of men do, there is a breaking point at some point, and like the problem is if you haven't released that valve in a long time, shit will throw you off. Like you will just be watching a YouTube short, and the next one rolls through, and it's a soldier come home video, and you're just like, oh God, oh, they love their family, don't they?
Dude, the brownies would not last me 2 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, exactly. Like I would eat one and then go, there's a lot of brownies here. I'm going to Ziploc them and I'm not going to have more than one a day. And then 3 days later, they'd be gone.
Yeah, no. I did that with I did that with the Halloween candy. I only got 2 bags. Got a bag of Snickers, green like Halloween ones, and I got a bag of like Halloween pumpkin Reese's peanut butter cups. And I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm just gonna leave them here. Fucking both bags are nearly done. Like we didn't have that many trick-or-treaters. There was like damn near 2 full bags. And I just every day, man, I just see them out there and I just grab one. You know?
I did not have a single piece of Halloween candy this year.
That's good. See, you do.
Part of it is they stole my wife's bowl.
Ooh,
she was very angry. Now here's the thing: she's a bit goofy for putting our nice steel mixing bowl with the candy out. So we live in the fucking south side of Chicago. What are you doing? Anywho.
Yeah. That's not.
She goes outside. She comes back in. She's pissed off. I'm on stream, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And she's like, "They stole our fucking bowl." And I was like, "What bowl was it?" Then she tells us, "Oh, that's your fault, technically." I'm like, "Come on." Anyway,
Is that the one like the proper one that goes in the mixer?
No, thank God she wasn't that. She didn't do that stupidity. But we bought a set a while back of like, it was just a big ass steel bowl with a brim on it, and it's meant to like do hand mixing in it.
Oh, okay. Still,
she was mad because
nice
it's her meatloaf mixing bowl.
Meatloaf. Hello,
yeah, she was
punk.
all pissed off that day. She's like, "We're not doing any more fucking candy ever again for these pieces of shit." Like,
you know, I've got.
Why did you make her sound like Cartman?
Because that's what I do.
it's so wild, man. You've got a ring door. Well, people are wearing masks.
They don't care, dude. I literally they stole ours, and we didn't post anything about it because that's not what I do.
Yeah.
But we are signed up for the service with Ring, where like basically all day you just hear like, "Oh, my dog's lost."
Yep.
And that night there was like 10 people that are like, the wife got the bowl stolen. She wants it back. And I just kind of chuckled because it's exactly where I was at. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go fucking hunt down and shoot some kid for a bowl.
Yeah. What do you like? There's no repercussions. Like there's.
It ends up like John Wick, where it's just raining and I've got a gun to the fucking 8-year-old's head. That's what you get.
Punk Lee says, "Hello, Siobhan. Hello, Nerditude. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Vitamins. Hello, Panda Bear." Panda, how's your wife? How's old Kylie Bear? How's the South? Panda lives in the outer rim of our nation. He lives in the southern landscape, but you know, not in one of the fancy southern cities. You know, he's a nomad type. What do you call? No, he doesn't live like
Riding through this world.
he doesn't live in a caravan.
all
He just doesn't live in a
alone.
major city. So we get to judge him.
Kind of like every day I get older, I start going, you know what? Getting out of the city starts sounding nicer and nicer.
She's okay. It's warm here. It's warm here, dude. Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
God damn, I've got
Whoa.
50 degrees.
Yeah.
What the
29
fuck?
degrees.
Thank
Holy
you.
Shit. You guys are getting a
You are
hurricane,
so
right?
very welcome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Out of that season?
What?
Wait, what'd you say?
You are so very welcome.
Yeah,
Hold
no.
on,
That's,
sorry,
you
sorry,
got
that was-
you got like a
friendly as
sub
fuck.
dom situation with your Alexa.
No,
What can I
well,
do for you today, Michael?
I say thank you, and she says, thank you for the continued thanks. And then, dude,
Aw.
Dude, that's nothing but Skynet, bro.
well, I know they trick you because they want our monkey brains to get a little pat on the head for being nice to it. And then she has 3 different ones where it's like, you know, thank you for your continued thanks. And then she says, oh, that thank you really made my day. And it's like, go fuck yourself.
That's so dumb. Also, does it ever go off randomly and say something? Like, I didn't catch that. And you're like, I didn't say anything.
When the TV's on, it'll pick up
No-
the
oh.
TV. It'll pick up the
No, that shit
TV
happened
going.
today at like 4 in the morning, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Who's talking to you?
No, I don't have ghosts in my house.
Very creepy.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
maybe-
sure my old house was haunted.
Maybe.
Although I go in between not believing in ghosts and believing in them.
Right. It's
Like,
also
I've
what
never-
happens to you.
Yeah, I've never had like a hey, guess what? Ghosts are real. You know, that sort of thing where it's like,
Right.
because people have, I assume if you have a real experience, you go from like whatever to like, no, they're real, buddy. They're real, like immediately.
John Amore, you old pervert. Welcome back, buddy.
John Amore.
John Amore, Mr. Hentai himself, hanging out, blessing us with his thank you for your service, John Amore. John Amore fought in the Filipino jungle wars. He's
Ooh.
here. He fought against the bugs. He's here. He lost an arm
What?
to one of the
Not a
critters.
good bug's a dead bug.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah, he's that lady that says I'm doing my part based on John Amore.
Well, his name is John, and the main character's name is Johnny Rico, so I'm presuming it was written about him.
Must be. Welcome. It's late night for John, dude. It's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning over there, right?
We need his Magoo support, man.
Magoose.
250 ping Magoo play. We need it.
Oh, dude, it's 2 a.m. Oh, fuck. You know what, Johnny? Dude, we just went through a fall back. Well, daylight saving time hit us this weekend.
Yep.
And it went from being, I was playing Matt. I think maybe either I was playing by myself or playing with you, and it didn't even dawn on me because I was like 2 o'clock rolled around twice.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to it either. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh, that's
And
right.
then-
No, I definitely watched it go from 1:59 to 1, and I was like, gotta go.
Yeah, no. Gotta go. Where were you?
Hi everyone.
Oh, I
less
was
than
on.
three.
I was hanging out with people on Discord.
Oh, you
I think it was
fucking
taking-
lunatic. How dare
Uh-huh.
you? KG, 43 months. Happy birthday, KG. It's not her birthday.
I was gonna say, what the fuck?
I'm sorry. A very merry unbirthday to you, KG.
Abortion party. Who's coming?
Who's here
We should
for an
throw
abortion? Raise your hands. Matt's giving out free ones in the back. He's
I
gonna
have a
doom fist
fan.
your belly and just fucking
I'm gonna Sigma.
a little,
We are mine.
yeah,
Just rip it
a
out.
little Overwatch humor, a little Overwatch abortion humor for you out there. That's for Johnny.
That would get us. By the way, Mike is definitely trying to get himself banned from text chat.
I called them retards in the chat the other day.
They did not like that.
They did not like that. There were a bunch of soy people in the chat, and I mean that
You
literally.
shouldn't use that language, man.
The soy was literally part of like their name. I'm not doing like a anti-SJW rant.
No, the name was Soy Buddy, I believe.
Soy buddy? Yeah, soy buddy was not having my language. God, where's that?
Yeah, 2 of them commented. The first one was like, "Hey, we don't need to use that language, man," and then the next one was like, "Don't use that word." Why not? What are you gonna do?
Here, let me.
You gonna beat me in the game?
I'll show you guys.
Good luck.
I'll show you guys the proof that I'm trying to make Overwatch as toxic as humanly possible, as it
Yeah,
should be.
Ryan.
Mike's bringing the toxic back to Overwatch.
All games should be toxic. I'm a firm believer.
Competitive?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you should be if you can't handle being called various racial slurs in a game, you shouldn't be playing that game. Multiplayer. I'm taking a hard stance.
No need to use that word.
That's right. We should be no. Listen, Elon is bringing it back on Twitter. We need to take up the cause and bring it back to online games.
I did really enjoy all of these celebrities who decided to act or do the fake Elon Musk posts.
Oh, let's get to that in a
And
second.
He was just getting them hardcore. It's great.
Dude, I definitely want to talk about that. Let me wrap this part up. I said, well, here's what happens, man. I play these games and then people start bragging. Like a game where your team just completely bulldozes the other team with like there's nothing standing in your way. Like a hot knife through butter, they just plow through us. And then not only are they like a good game, they're like talking shit. And it's like, dude, are you out of your fucking mind?
So Mike, you do have that problem though, where like somebody will just be like, "Good game," and you're like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. That's 100% right. Punk Lee says, hello, person from Twitch. I said, you worked because our tank is a retard that can't stay on point. And he wasn't. He was a Reinhardt that was like pushing into their spawn. And then getting, which by the way, is a thing. Just ask Matt. We see it all the time.
So this guy would run ahead of, like Reinhardt, if you've never played Overwatch, is a character that has a giant shield that covers enough to protect people. So his whole job is to protect people on the push and then swing his little hammer and get some kills.
Yes.
This guy was running in without us at all, going right up to them and just swinging his hammer with very little shield use.
Yeah.
He was playing it like you would do a DPS character.
Yeah, he was playing Reinhardt like Genji. It was dumb. And of course, yeah, by the time, first off, he like Reinhardt's like, he does his little turbo fucking slide. He does his little turbo slide into the enemy spawn point. First off, nobody else is fucking fast enough to keep up with his fat ass.
Spawn point isn't even unlocked yet.
By the time we get there,
20 seconds before he can even start taking it.
But by the time we get there, he's of course dead because it's been a 5-on-1 and they've just surrounded and melted him down. We get there and now everybody else's easy pickings are fucking our only shield because we're you play
Yeah, when we do the
pre-selected
rogue
roles.
queue, you can only get one shield.
Yeah, so our tank is dead now, and it's just fucking free kills all around. And then that just plays out for 5 minutes straight until everybody dies and nobody gets any kills or heals, and then the game's over. And then the other team starts bragging about how great they are. And then that's when I chime in. I say, hey, shut the fuck up. You need to feel bad. You need to feel bad right now about yourself.
That particular Reinhardt also left the game middle of the game and said we all sucked.
That's right. That's right. I forgot he bailed. We actually in that instance, what the chat that I posted, I was by myself. The game that we were playing with Matt, we actually won because that Reinhardt bailed. Thankfully, we got a tank who knew what they were doing, knew how to play team, and we actually won that round. God, Overwatch. What a beautiful, frustrating nightmare of a game.
I have some good news for some of the videos. I guess I need to do more drum videos because my latest drum video is now surpassed in 10 days.
Ooh.
My drum video that has had 4 months, the viewer count is already higher than the first one.
Tell me about it, big dog.
I mean, so I've done 2 of them so far, and the whole concept was like when I was trying to decide on what electronic drum kit I was going to buy, YouTube's a terrible place to find information on what these things can do. So like my concept is the first video was I showed just kind of some of the examples of what it sounds like. And now I'm doing instructional videos on how to manipulate and use the brain and actually play it. So And then I
that's
had
awesome.
somebody comment, and he's just like, "Dude, thanks for doing this because this thing is fucking intimidating." And so now I'm gonna do more and more of them. I already have like 3 concepts for them planned. I figured out how to fuck with the brain enough to record a guitar into it as well. So at some point, one of the videos will be recording a quick drum track and a quick guitar track right in the drum kit. But yeah, they're doing well, surprised. Better than anything else on the YouTube right now.
Excellent. Dude, love that. That's so fucking cool. Just a word to anybody else who's posting content on YouTube or any of the other platforms. Some of the content that does the best or is educational content. So if you can help other people learn something, teach them something, show them something that they don't know, your content has a much greater chance of blowing up. John,
well, drumming videos on YouTube are generally speaking like, "Hey, I'm a little girl that knows how to play really well, and I'm gonna play a Slipknot song," and that's basically what you do.
John says, I can't hang out with you guys, says John. John says, then he says, I want to rhyme with you guys. Immediately after, he says, I've only been in McCree thus far. Getting COVID really fucked my YouTube cadence. It'll do that, man.
What, just the ebb and flow of how you do your voiceover?
Well, I think listen, man, John's a very schedule-oriented dude, so I can only imagine no schedule. Just like, because first off, he had a whole system going on, right? He's publishing a comic book weekly. And on top of that, he was doing YouTube stuff, which is awesome. But, listen, you got a whole, there's a whole system there that John created. All right, do this many pages and panels in this amount of time frame. And then with this, extra time here, once my other work is done, I could start doing YouTube stuff and, make YouTube content. He got so far behind, they needed to take time off of his YouTube content in order for him to catch up. So thank you, COVID, you son of a bitch.
Oh, COVID. I remember when COVID was a thing.
Oh, yeah. To go back to Elon Musk this weekend, I don't know if Matt clearly knows, but I don't know if you guys knew. Where to begin? Elon Musk bought Twitter, and then he decided...
Twiller, he's going to rename it to Twiller, don't worry. Like, he wants to name it Twizzler, but he doesn't own that.
I wish. He's decided to make verification badges cost $8. So
there's also other benefits. It's not just the badge. I think that needs to be clarified, though.
Rare. So people started saying, hey, the verification badge was to protect people from people.
It's all these reporters going, how are you supposed to know who's a legitimate reporter? And it's like,
right.
You guys are legitimate reporters?
Right. So they were bitching about people impersonating them. They think, okay, well, now if anybody can have a check mark, you're not going to know who the real person is. And Musk said, I think, what did he say about the parody thing? He said only parody accounts are allowed to do this.
You have to, if you're going to go, I'm Elon Musk, it has to be like Elon Musk parentheses parody in the name.
Right. So people didn't do that and started parodying him. A bunch of verified Twitter people started changing their name to Elon Musk and their profile to Elon Musk, and then they just started ripping on him. Which I gotta say,
is Kathy Griffin.
Dude, some of them were funny, man. I actually laughed at the H3H3 goof where he was pretending he was Elon Musk, lamenting his missing Ghislaine Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
That one cracked me up, man.
Which, by the way, H3 is much closer to a pedophile than anybody else. That guy's fucking weird.
Yeah,
and
no.
He's a douchebag.
That guy is
I feel like an asshole because I'm over here rooting for people to get suspended, which is exactly what they did to other people. But I also don't give 2 fucks about Twitter, and I kind of just want to all see it burn.
Yeah, no, listen, I wasn't shedding any tears when he got banned. I think for the most part he's an unfunny fuck. But I gotta say,
he's just such a bitter fucking fat little dude.
He got a couple of good goofs in, man, which was a bummer because that dude used to make really funny content before he blew up.
I used to like it. Yeah, the H3H3 shit used to be decent, and then it happened with the 2016 election. A lot of people they went from funny to more messaging. And I was like, okay.
For me, I think it happened the second Klein moved away from New York City, which is like the second he started making money. He went from living in like a shitty basement apartment with no windows, like on his like shitty like, you know, $30
That's also when he was
IKEA
doing
desk.
like funny YouTube videos though, right?
Yeah,
He was,
that's
like,
what-
skits and shit.
He was doing skits. He was just riffing on other YouTubers, just railing on these YouTubers that were producing some of the cringiest content, and he was like Beavis and Buttheading it, but it was actually funny. He was actually able to make some really fucking good content. And yeah, it was mean, and yeah, it was, you know, but who cares, right? Listen,
The internet was mean
Right.
at that point. Let's be real.
And then he moved to Los Angeles, man. And that's where it all fucking fell apart, because that Los Angeles is a fucking shithole of an entire city.
I'm gonna say his funny stopped when he met his current wife.
Nah, see, I liked his content even when Hilo was around.
Yeah, were they married or just dating? Because like I watched several of the new episodes just out of curiosity, and there's a weird thing between him and the wife on that show. Like I don't know if it's like tension or what, but there's a weird presence on some episodes between them of like, I don't know if it's like, yeah, we just got into a fight right before the episode or what, but some episodes are rough to watch just because it's like he's clearly not in a good mood right now.
Nah, dude, he seems now like a miserable fuck, which is really really interesting. I mean,
well, it's his fault, but he is now subject to the commentary community more than ever.
I think
Like he's under the hot seat with them a lot lately.
I think, well, he stopped being funny, and then he started getting into canceling people, and then just making really dumb take after dumb take.
That's where I got mad. Was like, I don't like say what like I think anybody should be able to say what they want to say, and if people naturally choose like the free market way of going, this guy sucks, I'm not going to listen. But this can't, you know, if you're a content creator and you push for someone to get canceled, like, how do you not understand it's going to come for you as well at some point, which it now has?
Yeah, man, and I think there's an irony in it that he seems more miserable now than he did when he was living in squalor. You know, he seemed to have more fun and heart and soul in his content when he was just trying to get people to watch his YouTube by making it as funny as possible.
He's also not a smart dude. So like when he starts running his mouth about things in the political realm, you listen to it, and it's just like, you clearly don't know anything of the fuck you're talking about, do you? Like you read somebody's tweet,
right?
And that's where you got your information from.
You're regurgitating from your favorite, you know, your favorite political content creator.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin tweeted, by the way, still banned by Alec Baldwin.
Excellent.
I guess a murderer doesn't like being called a murderer.
Listen, she had it coming. He was completely justified.
That movie.
Her directing was terrible.
Well, see, the thing that pissed me off from that whole thing, like, here's the thing: it sucks that a woman is dead, and it's probably shitty of me to call him a murderer to his face. But as a gun owner, it's all on you. Like, I don't care. You always check that weapon.
Nah, I call bullshit on that,
hands.
dude. He's a fucking Hollywood celebrity, man. None of them fucking know how to shoot guns, but it's not their responsibility to fucking.
No,
it's not their responsibility to fucking have perfect trigger discipline. No, you're wrong, dude.
Yes, it is. No,
dude,
I'm not wrong.
He's not meant to check the. He's not meant to check the bullets. He's not meant to check the gun.
In your hand that can
dude,
be live,
it's meant to be a fake fucking weapon, dude. It's not meant to be
a fake weapon, clearly.
Well, dude, it's not meant to be loaded with live ammunition. It never should.
If you have a gun in your, and this is not my opinion, this is just fact. If there's a weapon in your hand, it is your responsibility if it's in your hand.
Dude,
like,
it's not.
I'm
dude,
sorry,
you're
but I won't
living in
relent on
make-believe,
this.
man. All right, we're just gonna.
But it's not a make-believe weapon.
Dude, no more. We're done with this conversation. I clearly listen. You feel your way about it. I feel my way about it. We're just gonna back and forth on it. But I will. But I will say, I don't care. I will say, fuck Elon Musk. No. Let's go back to shitting on H3H3 before we just go in circles and circles. H3H3 also got into some hot water with ABBA and Peach. Peach or Preach?
Who?
Bale?
I thought his whole thing was the Jewish comment. The whole Ben Shapiro thing he did was the biggest thing I heard him recently.
He called Ben Shapiro did he call him a Nazi?
Well, I think he has, but I think the whole concept was like, if they, something paraphrasing, but it was like, if they start gassing him again, he should be one of the first, along those lines.
That's right. I completely forgot.
And
He
it's like, dude, you
said
like,
that.
as much as I hate him, he's got to show that people watch. So it's like, how do you think that's gonna go? Like, people just aren't gonna attack you for that.
That is, yes, I remember that happened last week or the week before. He said that Ben Shapiro is he's trying to, how do you phrase it? He's trying to get in with his like alt-right white cohorts or whatever.
That's the whole thing, right? You literally have Ethan Klein get suspended for a week from YouTube for saying Ben Shapiro, a Jewish man, should be gassed. And like, even if I don't agree with the guy, then you have Kanye, right? They're trying to destroy his life for saying Jews run the entertainment industry, essentially, is his whole point.
Oh my God,
But
dude.
there is a weird difference between, like, how is Kanye going, well, Jewish have a cabal on the entertainment industry, worse than somebody going, this Jew should be the first to be gassed? Like, how does one get a week suspension and the other one his whole life they want to destroy?
He's done. How many businesses did he lose ties with, Kanye?
4 or 5 in that one day alone.
Jesus
Billions of
Christ, man.
dollars.
So much money. Bale says they were Preach. What happened with ABBA and Preach, dude? Hello, Rummy. Rummy can't wait to spend $8 on the blue check mark.
I think I might, just to fuck with people.
Dude, I kind of want to do it
just
just
to
to fuck
troll.
around, too.
Like, I'm verified. Don't talk to me that way. Like, I think if I spend the $8 a month, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to troll people hard.
I think originally I was indifferent towards the whole blue check mark, whatever thing. I just thought, listen, I don't use Twitter that often. I'm not going to pay for these like features, right? Although
Yeah.
I will say Elon did say this, which is interesting. He says Twitter is going to start considering monetization for content creators on the platform, the same way YouTube does, the same way Twitch does.
Well, he's also talking about being able to post a 40-minute video to Twitter. So, like,
Yeah.
if he does these things and makes it competitive to YouTube, somebody tweeted him that YouTube gives a 55% share to the content creator, and he's like, we could beat that.
With ad revenue, you get 55%. It's 55-45. I forget who gets what. If it's here's where YouTube beats Twitch. The 70-30 split that Twitch used to have is the default on YouTube. So Nicole Gonzalez, thank you, Nicole Gonzalez, first YouTube member ever. I don't know if she's still here. She might be.
You're
muted.
welcome.
Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Thank you, buddy. My first YouTube member. Her tossing me $5, I get 70% of it, whereas Twitch is just a straight 50% only, which is egregious. They're the only platform that does any kind of split like that. Patreon only takes like 15%, I think, or 10.
I will argue that YouTube still, because like we talked about Twitter numbers before being inflated and how only 14% of the population uses Twitter.
Yes.
So that would be my next question as far as the content. Like, I'm a content creator. Why should I move to Twitter when you have about, 2% of the YouTube audience?
Right.
I mean, that's just logically me. Like, I was thinking about this the other night. Like, wonder what I could use Twitter for. For like, should I post clips on Twitter now that you can do more vid? And
The heck?
What happened? Where'd he go?
Maddie.
Matt?
definitely need a new mic cable.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it just died on me again.
Okay.
But that's the thing is, like, what am I, like, I'm not going to move over to Twitter for content right now with fucking, 30 to 45 million Americans that we know of that potentially half are bots watching. Like, you're going to do something better. You're going to have to ensure me that my content's being seen by real people, for one thing.
Agreed. Yeah, no, that's more than reasonable. Just hire, Yoji says, just hire someone off Fiverr and have them YouTube instead. Long as they're Asian, people will not notice. What? Wait, what?
I'm so confused on what that means.
Who said that?
What?
They would notice if it was me and then an Asian man instead of me.
Hello, cute.
Maybe
Asian-
not Mike.
Asian Matt, dude.
Asian man.
Dude, Asian Matt would clean up.
Asian
I would
Matt.
like if I moved to Japan right now and I was single, I would clean up. So if I was single, I would be moving to Japan. I think every American, if you're single and you hate this country, move to Japan. The women will flock for you. You won't be an incel anymore.
Is that true?
I'm writing that
Yeah,
down.
dude.
Try
Well,
it
we
out.
talked about it earlier, how the Japanese men just don't have much interest in women. So there's like 3 women to every dude right now. It's kind of crazy.
Well,
You
now,
can't just move to Japan. Well, that doesn't seem fun.
yeah, no, it's true. KG's right. I think outsiders, it's like fucking near impossible to get in.
PewDiePie moved there. He's only worth
Yeah.
millions.
Who did PewDiePie have to pay to get into Japan? Because they're like,
I think
they're really
I
not
think
letting
he's
any
even
guys
talked about like how the Japanese government was very nice. Like he's done in the one video he talked about like Japanese government is very nice to him and all that stuff. Like so, I'm assuming they go, "Oh, you're a big
you're a
content creator." Like
right, right. Well, you're
the
with
biggest content
million.
creator on YouTube, so
What was that, Ron?
Wait, what was that?
said he's like the biggest content creator on YouTube, pretty much. So
He
I mean, like, of
was.
course they're gonna be like,
What is
yeah.
this? 2010. Have you forgot about Mr.
No more
Beast?
bridge word.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Mr.
exists.
Beast. Yeah, he is the
Shit.
biggest, I think.
People are saying he might be the first YouTube billionaire because he's branched out into all these other. He's got like restaurants. He's got like Mr. Beats. He's got Mr. Beast like every other fucking.
Has anyone tried his Mr. Beast burger?
I haven't tried any of Mr. Beast's anything. I haven't even tried his
Yeah,
content.
Me neither. Well, that's because they don't have an actual restaurant. He literally, like, if you get a Mr. Beast burger, it's some random place that does burgers, and then they contracted with them to make
Oh.
the specific burger.
Interesting.
Like, I don't think he's got his own actual brick and mortars.
Yoji says Japan has strict immigration laws. Either you marry a local or you have a job sponsor you.
This single gaijin's gonna marry a local. Don't worry about it.
And that's because you can't stay more than 5 years unless you get married. Biggest now is Markiplier. Markiplier is bigger than Mr.
Oh,
Beast.
he's huge.
I mean, he
didn't
did
think
get
was
like he got nominated for some kind of award for the projects that he's been doing with like his Markiplier Goes to Space or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but now are we talking like revenue streams or are we talking channel views? Because, I mean, I guess they correlate, but I don't know the data on either one, to be honest.
Ditto. I don't watch either one. I only know them because they're just so famous that everybody in content making knows them.
I'm very guilty. I consume all of the Markiplier
Do
content.
you really? What's the? What's the
love
thing
his
there?
Voice. I love his voice. I love it. It's so nice to listen to.
It's
but also
super
he's
deep or
just-
something?
It's very deep. It's very, very crisp and in the ears. And he's just a really, like, I don't know, just like, he's a goofy person, but he also does like these little Power Wash Simulator podcasts where he actually goes into a lot of depth on the things that he fucking thinks. And I'm like, wow, this man's an
While
intellect.
cleaning.
Yeah. And I'm like,
I like that.
this man is just really intelligent, but
Rum
also
is-
he's so stupid.
Rum is portraying the character female simp for us right now.
Yeah.
God, fucking, I am an honest simp.
There
As
are
soon as he
lots of
was like,
ladies
"Hey,
who would like
might
to bang.
do an OnlyFans." I'm like, I will subscribe to that OnlyFans.
Did he? Did they unlock that? Because he was doing a whole thing. He has a podcast that nobody listened to, and in order to promote the podcast that nobody listened to, he said, "All right, here, if you guys can get me to the top of the Spotify and like whatever charts, podcast charts, I'll have an OnlyFans." And
Yeah,
it
so
happen?
it wasn't just that one. It was the Distractable podcast, which when it first came out, it beat Joe Rogan, and he was like, "Let's do that again." But also, he has this other one that's about sports. That's supposed to be for people who aren't into sports, I guess.
Why
So
would they
I'd
watch
like,
that though if it's about sports?
because it's
Like, I'm not into sports. I'm gonna watch some other asshole who doesn't really talk about sports talk about sports.
well, because he's
yeah, that's
Markiplier.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, no, that's not enough for
Because
me.
he's Markiplier.
Like I'm not huge into
Yeah.
sports, and if you tell me, hey, this guy with a nice looking face and a great, beautiful, deep voice is talking about sports, but not really
Yeah.
because he doesn't like sports, I'd be like, why the fuck would I watch that?
It's because Matt doesn't want to have sex with him. That's what it is.
God.
That
there
you
it
know
is.
what? That's not true.
Here, Dan, take a look at this guy.
I'm always up for a little bit of plier.
take a look at this guy. Give him a look over.
Like, yeah.
Reviews say Mr. Beast Burger sucks. It's shit made in ghost kitchens. There you go. If you
Yeah.
give good voice, you can go very far on YouTube. Also, his mom's documentary. Whose mom? Mr.
Yeah,
Beast or Markiplier?
So, Markiplier. So, he
Is his
had
mom
like three
dead or something?
conditions. No, he had like 3 conditions to starting an OnlyFans, and like the first 2 were like get these 2 things to number 1, and I don't remember what the third one was.
He's gonna make out with his
But
mom.
he was probably. I mean, it might be in the documentary, but like the third one wasn't met, and so he was like, "I tell you what, I was doing this whole thing for like my mom's documentary, so as long as like it's got really great like interaction and views whenever it comes out, I'll do an OnlyFans." So everybody's like, "All right, cool. Gonna watch Markiplier's mom's documentary." All
Wow,
for like some tasteful nudes.
that is wild to me.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
fuck
sell
it.
your body, Michael.
No, dude, my mom doesn't have a documentary. Nor would anybody want if she was making one. Unless you get married. All right, so Keiji's like, Keiji and Yoji say that, listen, if you have to marry a Japanese, so you have to find a way to woo a Japanese woman first.
Not hard when you look like me, buddy. Come on now.
Yeah, no, a stud like Matt, no problemo. Some of you fucking trolls out there, though. I'm looking at you,
You
Bale.
little incels, you.
You're,
I'm
you're,
looking at
you're
you,
gonna have
Bale.
Poor Bale.
you're gonna have to find a single Japanese mom, much like that Ukrainian woman that you tried to hook up with.
Yeah, hopefully this one's actually into you.
Yeah, maybe this one might be down a pound.
We were in the Discord. They were talking about how he was still single. And I was like, well, stop looking for single mothers. And he's like, but they're so juicy.
Ugh.
What?
He likes that coochie
I don't-
loose from birth.
Yeah,
I
yeah, he
don't
likes
like
it all
that.
stretched out and deformed.
Yeah, he likes it.
Ah!
He likes his coochie with little road wear on it.
One of his kinks is
a
he enjoys
personality.
making sure that he has sex with a woman within 6 weeks after birth.
Yeah, he likes some wiggle room in there.
Oh my god.
He doesn't
I
wait.
just got the goosebumps. Nope.
The goosebumps.
Like
You got
anymore.
the R.L. Stein book series for
I
children.
don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Is it the choose your own adventure one?
Ooh, gross.
Oh, poor Goosebumps.
Is Markiplier shredded? Does he have abs, Rum?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of. He's just got like naturally like a physically like a just like a he's just got like a naturally built physique, but he
Oh.
has been working out, so
He's not
I mean,
shredded. I mean, he's
Oh.
a good shape dude, though.
He's got some pepperoni nipples though. I have like his tasteful nudes calendar.
Oh my god, dude.
Send me a
This-
snap of that. I just
Simping
want to see what
is-
you're talking about.
simping is-
I just want to see what you're
simping's so
talking
strong.
about. I'm interested.
Unbelievable the amount of simpage happening here. What's up, Toby
Pepperoni
Draws?
nipples.
Hello, Toby Draws on the YouTube channel. Hello, my YouTube friends.
My pepperoni nipples are the one thing that's held
fuck.
me back my entire life.
Yeah.
Dude, we skipped over. We mentioned H3H3 getting banned. We skipped over Kathy Griffith getting banned. Griffin?
Oh, so happy she got banned. I
Break it
just
down
don't
for
like
us.
her.
Break it down for us,
So,
Matt.
but she was like, I'm actually looking on Twitter right now. You got Tim Heidecker's. He's got a fake Trump account saying I'm dead now, but he has parody in it. So that's, I mean, it's all part of it's cool. They know it's a parody. I do find it funny that these liberals that hated Trump so much are now like, well, I'm gonna make a Trump account. It's like, so you're bringing him back to Twitter, huh?
You're keeping this ghost alive.
Yeah, what the fuck sense does that make? But basically, she did a bunch of tweets as Elon Musk, didn't have parody in it, and he permanently suspended her account.
Right.
Same thing with H3H3. That's why they got hit.
Mhm.
And it's like, here's the thing: everybody's in an uproar about this, and what they don't understand is this sort of shit has been going on for years, except it's been focused mainly on one side of the road.
Right.
So like I mean, look, and here's the thing: it doesn't matter your politics. If you look at Twitter and you realize that before a couple days ago, the White House had never been fact-checked in anything they said. So now people are like, oh my God, how dare he fact? And it's like, but this has been going on for years. It just wasn't to you.
Right. For those of you who don't know, the Biden White House released a statement regarding the what is it? Social Security
there was a
benefits.
couple of them they fact-checked at this point now.
So I think the big one was, well, at least the one I heard about was I think it was Social Security benefits. They got a bump. They got a bump. The elderly people in which the government takes care of got a bump in their wages, and Biden's like, for the first time in 10 years under this administration, elderly people are getting a whatever percent raise. And then the fact check was, this has got nothing to do with the fucking Biden administration. This is something that Nixon set in place when he made the fucking program for when inflation occurs horrifically, which it has. So it's literally Biden saying, hey, we gotta raise the wages of the old people. because of the fucking horrible inflation that's happening in the country right now. So Twitter is basically like, hey, this isn't the flex that people who are reading this isn't the flex that they want you to believe it is. And then the White House decided to, rather than give more context, they just decided to delete the entire fucking tweet as if it never occurred.
Well, there's also, like, I saw them fact check. I think it was like a senator or some shit, but he talked about Trump saying people should inject bleach.
Oh,
and they
yes,
fact
yes,
checked
yes.
that, and they were like, this was never said. This is not what. And it's interesting to see, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. Like,
Yeah.
it's a weird.
I think
There's
it was
a weird dichotomy going on Twitter right now.
it was semantics, right? Because I think it was like Trump didn't suggest that people inject bleach. He was like pontificating aloud about bleach.
The concept was like, if household cleaners can just kill it like that, is there something we could put in our systems that would do the same thing? But
Right.
you know,
He was just saying
speech is
dumb
always
shit.
Twisted on that.
Trump
Well,
was just being a dumbass, but he didn't tell people to actually
Well-
put bleach in their bodies.
No, he didn't tell people to inject. I also find it funny that like the generation of Tide Pod eaters is like, oh, he said take bleach. Shut the fuck up.
It's like
You
the
were
gov-
eating Tide Pods 6 years ago. Shut up.
It's like the government consistently lying about inflation numbers by not ever including housing and energy. They also it was also the White House recently that changed the way that you gauge a recession.
Oh yeah,
Pre-
they keep
pre-
pushing that fucking moving.
Previously,
that
it was God, I forget. It was 2 or 3 fiscal quarters.
three sustained quarters of depreciation.
There it is. Right. So the GDP being shit for 3 fiscal quarters qualifies as a recession. But they decided to change the parameters of that so that we're not technically in a recession, although that has occurred.
And I guarantee you, if we were in Trump's presidency, they would be screaming about how bad the recession we are in is.
Yes. So, also, by the way, right, to go back to the Elon thing, him introducing the verification for payment, one of the major drawbacks is people can impersonate other people. So I feel like
Not unless you put parody.
he had to. They literally forced his hand, because now, in order to defend the move that he's making, the monetization move that he's making on Twitter, he has to make examples of people that are going to try to skirt the rules, including verified Twitter users who would abuse the system. So, like, why would you poke that bear? He's like, hey, we're introducing a new monetization system that will include many benefits. Among those will be the verification check mark for $8. And however, if you use this with ill intent to impersonate or, defame or whatever, you won't be suspended, you'll be permanently banned. And agreeing to the terms of service with the new monetization, this will all be stated as such. Why would you turn around and say, like, oh, I know what to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to literally
fuck with the guy that we all hate that is supposed to be totalitarian with this company. I'm going to fuck with him.
I'm going to fuck with him. Yeah, no shit, dude. Like, well, it's such a stupid fucking thing. And then people are like, he said free speech. He said free speech.
You have free speech as long as you're not impersonating and stealing somebody's identity.
Right.
But he has to act that way because, I mean, here's the thing. Did you see the tweet about, there's been several tweets about people talking about how I'm a known writer, blah, blah, blah. I tried to get a blue check mark. They denied me. And then a couple months later, they said 15K I can get it. And then another person came out and said 13K is what they wanted to charge me. And Elon Musk is like, yep, that's what they're doing. That's why. So the concept of somebody being able to play $8 a month, not only do you get the blue check mark, but you can do the longer videos, and there's a couple other benefits they're throwing in there. But the concept is it's not just rich elite people who can get a blue check mark. If you're Joe Blow and it's really you, he's sort of, in that remark, kind of leveled the playing field. I also understand it on a business element of, I mean, here's the thing. Isn't it kind of a response to advertisers pulling out? They were basically like, well, we're going to pull out our ads. And he's like, okay, no problem, $8 a month.
I mean, yeah, he did lose. Now, he says he lost advertisers because there were campaigns waged against him to the advertisers.
Well, I mean, then there's the idea of like, for how many years have people been running their mouth about how there's child pedophiles and shit like that on Twitter, and there's shit going on there. everybody closed a blind eye. Now one of the things that, according to rumors, that they called advertisers to boycott with is because there's child predators and porn on Twitter.
Right. Yeah, weird that nobody was mentioning that. I mean, as far as advertisements were concerned, before Musk bought the platform.
I'm all for him laying off a staff that doesn't do any work on top of it. He also tweeted that for every one coder there was 10 managers.
Jesus Christ.
So like if what he's saying is true, that means he bought a business that's exceptionally poorly run.
I mean, he did fire what, 3,000 something employees.
I mean, and by the way, I will say, I get it, you're a troll, Mr. Musk, but the way you fired people was pretty fucking shitty. Like, you sent them to one of 2 emails and like a goddamn gift bag. They get to open their email in the morning and be like, oh, I got the bad email.
Yeah, it was pretty cutthroat. However,
There's also this woman that's gonna sue because she says it's discrimination because she's pregnant.
Oh,
I don't know how you get away with saying that though when he just laid off thousands.
No, that's...
Like, he let thousands go and she's like, I was the top 30 percentile on my team. And it's like, here's the thing. If you're the top 30% of a team that does shit tier work, you're still not very great.
No, you're still in the shitter. Also, he did, as far as I saw, he did say that he would pay out the employees until February.
Yeah, they were all going to get severance for that long or something like that.
Yeah, so like even though you'd still be on the company payroll until February, although you would not be working for the company technically.
Yeah, no, you're on your way. It's like, you know, when somebody retires, basically is what they're treating it like.
But no, people are definitely going to sue him. What else is new? I think he'll be fine. I think the Twitter platform itself is going to be fine. Matter of fact, dude, this is the most I've heard people talking about the Twitter platform the last few months. This is the most anybody's talked about Twitter since inception, since it's aside from rather all the horrible shit that usually happens on Twitter. Like most of the time you hear about some lunatic take on Twitter, people running their mouths, people saying stupid shit. This is the first time you're actually hearing about like the platform offering incentives to creators, offering incentives to just people who are just the average user base.
Yeah.
It's like, and then you start thinking,
like, as a Twitter user, I never thought of Twitter as anything but a simple messaging board because I don't use it enough. For me, it's not an app where I go to converse because it's all thought bubble shit there anyway. So it's like, I've never looked at Twitter as a content creator website except for advertising.
Right, but why wouldn't you? We had this conversation last week. You know, listen, in this day and age of Discord and Twitch and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, how is it that Twitter hasn't done shit? How do they have a staff of fucking 7,000 people, or I think it was around that number total, without like where are the new features? Why hasn't there been a fucking editing button on this thing? The platform is how many years old now? People have been begging for an edit button for ages. Nothing.
Well, it's a stupid process. Oh, I fucked up a spelling thing and I posted it because I was in a rush. Better delete that tweet and repost it.
Meanwhile, other platforms are running circles around Twitter as Twitter just dies and was withering on the vine. New platform after new platform is just running laps. Whereas like you have all these users and you're doing nothing with it. I mean, what a fucking
back would be interesting if they tried to take on TikTok.
Well, Vine is a perfect example.
Rumored going to be banned from the stores soon.
Yeah, imagine Twitter had TikTok before TikTok existed and it died. That just goes to show you how poorly managed that whole organization is from top to bottom. So listen, man. Elon may be the death of the company. I don't know. Listen, I'm not fucking Nostradamus. I can't predict these things. But he can't do any worse than they've been doing. He can't fuck it up any worse than it is.
Business-wise, yeah.
Yeah, the place is already a dumpster fire.
Well, it's already known as kind of like, I mean, to anybody who's really ever been on Twitter for any time, it's already known as kind of a cesspool. Like, you only go into Twitter if you want to fight with somebody.
Yeah. That's what it's been known as, widely known as a place where people go to yell at each other and fight, which sucks. Like, why the fuck would you want that to be the thing that your whole platform is known for? That and pornography.
Yoji rates it still operate as a cash losing startup. That's not uncommon. Uber does the same thing. It's all to avoid taxation.
Well, dude, for the longest time, YouTube was not profitable. YouTube it wasn't until like I think maybe maybe 10, not maybe the 5 years ago. It was shockingly recently that YouTube was actually in the black and not in the red, and I think Google was running it at a loss because it took that long for them to. Well, sure, but at least as far as on the books, right?
Yeah.
They made it work.
Somebody's cooking the books.
The Saudis were helping to bankroll them using their plans inside Twitter to distract dissidents. All companies come and go. Sears was the Amazon of this day. Sears, Macy's, JCPenney. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
Kohl's was what's that one that's out now? Carson Perry Scott. They're like defunct.
Yeah, no, man.
I mean, along with Sears, but you know, yeah, that is a weird concept though. The fact that Sears, which was the only place anybody went basically in the 50s.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we got to go to Sears. Yeah, it is a weird thing that's just dead.
Yeah, just eaten alive by Amazon.
I mean, can anyone honestly say that Amazon isn't fucking convenient though? Like, I get it. I'm not supposed to be for Amazon, but it's like, tell me Amazon hasn't made your life more convenient.
Yeah, Nick.
Tell me being able to pay whatever monthly price for Prime or yearly, and you get shit in sometimes a day if you spend enough, or it's 2 days. Like it is a convenience.
Yes, I'm on it right now.
What do you get? Nikki got all her Christmas presents.
I'm getting my Christmas presents done. I'm looking at stuff for me to add to my list.
She got her
I
Christmas
really like
dildos.
these, though. Dildos.
The candy cane vibrator.
They're called Christos, okay?
Candy cane vibrator. I cannot talk today.
Vibrator.
Vibrator.
All companies come and go. Hey man, hey Yoji, what's your take on the whole Twitter fiasco? I know Yoji isn't a fan of Elon Musk. I'm not some simp, dude. Like I fucking refuse to simp for billionaires, but I don't loathe him the way these I don't have fucking Elon Musk derangement syndrome that a lot of these Twitter nutsos do have. I prefer cash, says Yoji.
I mean, sure, but I want a tattoo. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tattooed Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki tattooed.
She got the Sons of Anarchy logo on her back. Right into this world.
Well, that's so that her lover can experience that. Joe. I was like, Jim?
I'm not going there.
Couldn't think
Jim?
of it. Oh yeah, because
It's
I'm
not the office, Michael.
Jim.
So yeah, her
Joe's
lover.
twin brother Jim.
Oh, what a trifecta.
If Twitter dies, something else will come along. Let's let the punishment fit the crime. You get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah, bring back the guillotine is what Yoji's saying. I agree.
Yeah, let them hang.
Fuck 'em. I watched Terrifier 2, Nikki. It's good.
Yeah,
Right.
he said it wasn't nearly. He said it was a horror movie aficionado's horror movie.
Yeah, it's not scary, but you really have to be a horror fan to enjoy it, I think. Like I mean, mainstream is enjoying it, but it's a rough movie. It's violent as fuck, but I enjoyed it because I also laughed a lot during it, which was a little weird because it was like 2 a.m. and I'm watching it and my wife's sleeping next to me and she wakes up from me giggling. She's like, "What the fuck, bro?" It's like, sorry.
Were you giggling at the gore?
No, so the whole concept is it's the main character's name is Art the Clown. And it is a guy who is dressed up. If you've never looked it up, look up Art the Clown. He is it's black and white. He's got black and white face paint, and in the movie, he does goofy shit to fuck with people before he eventually slaughters them. So like, there's a scene where she's in a Halloween shop, and he's just in the background trying on goofy sunglasses and like fucking with her, trying to get her attention. Also, his facial expressions, like he'll go from like his crazy clown smile to just this look of like, he's murdering that person next because the way he's staring at them.
Oh boy.
And it's just funny. Like his facial expressions are legitimately funny in the movie.
What is this
so
called
like
again?
Terrifier 2. Like
Excellent.
it's just it was a weird thing. I did not expect to laugh during the movie, but goddamn, he's a funny clown.
David Howard Thorne.
Oh, dude.
That guy looks creepy.
Just to circle back real quick. On Elon Musk's posts, near every dude, near everyone. He might be something. He might just be talking about anything, any tweet he makes. Under it, a sea of people yelling at him, a sea of people posting the photos of him when he was younger and he was going bald. I'm sure we've all seen those, right? Hang on, sorry, somebody just tried to call me. I'm going on do not disturb. Get the fuck out of here.
That's my alarm sound. I thought you had an alarm going.
Nah. A sea of people, and they're sharing the Elon Musk post of him losing his hair when he was in his 20s. Dude's got male pattern baldness, or alopecia, Jada Pinkett Smith style.
You can't make fun of that.
And they're all like, hey, post this photo because Elon Musk doesn't like it and he doesn't want you to see it. It's like, shut the fuck up, you fucking retard. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Oh, he had male pattern baldness when he was 20. He got hair plugs or a wig or some kind of shit.
It just shows that
who the
they're
fuck
all
cares?
petty children.
It's the stupidest thing. It's like this fucking like 0 level IQ where it's like, I know, I'm gonna post the same fucking picture over and over again underneath his comment feeds to own him as you fucking blindly use his platform ad nauseum, day in, day out, talking about how much you hate it, talking about how awful Elon Musk is, and I'm just gonna keep watch me own him with this. Yeah, you're owning the fucking richest man in the world. It's
the same concept of people
it.
thinking you, either side, whether you're making fun of Biden or Trump, to think that like you actually owned the president.
Right.
Like that was what was so pathetic about all the celebrities that really attacked Trump on Twitter. It was just like, it just showed how like little they are. Like he's still the president when he was elected. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You attacking the guy, he probably didn't even see your tweet. And then if he did and responded, then you called it hate speech. It's child's play. That's what it is.
Dude.
Somebody tweeted out, Tom Green tweeted out, how are we supposed to get to Mars if we're worried about Twitter? And if I cared enough to respond, I'd have said, that's above your thinking, Tom Green. Go back to dick jokes.
Yeah, dude. Tom fucking Green, dude. The fucking 90s called. It wants you.
They want your Canadian ass back.
It wants you just fucking acting like a lunatic on camera again.
Literally, the guy that wrote "Daddy, do you want some sausage?" shouldn't be talking about serious issues.
Siobhan says he isn't my favorite human, but it is fucked up to make fun of his appearance. I mean that too. Listen, I don't care. Listen, I don't even. That's a really what's nice about that is, I'm such a dickhead. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about like they're ripping on somebody's appearance and shitting on him for that, which is mean. But listen, you come to expect that kind of shit from Twitter. I'm ripping on it because it's just stupid. It's just a waste of your time. And to carry on like this is like some deep cut, like Elon Musk sees a photo of himself when he was balding before he got his hair plugs, when he was, poor-ish. You just, you stuck it to him. Is that the
thing that these people, like if you did it to them, they would full meltdown? Is that like if you posted a photo of one of them from 10 years ago, riddled with acne and all just looking like shit, they would probably melt down and just attack you for it.
Oh, that's hilarious. That clown face. It looks like he's at pizzeria or something.
That's from the first movie. And that's like the opening scene. The second one, it's a little weird. Like inexplicably in the second one, he basically like appears like the Terminator. Like the movie starts out with him killing a pathologist, like a mortician. And when he appears, like there's this light and thunder sound that's flashing inside of the building, and he just appears from it. So I'm pretty sure like it was a Terminator reference, but I have the movie's just fucking weird, but I liked it a lot.
I don't like the face. It's actually very creepy.
It is,
yeah.
And it's fucking awesome. I love it. I like both movies. They're both, fair warning, horrendously gory. So like, if you are not into the gore porn horror movie thing, it's not for you.
Yeah, I think that's
porn.
Yeah,
that's what they call it when a movie is excessively violent. It's called gore porn.
It's gratuitous gore.
Yeah, if you really, I mean, it's all fake. Like it's all make believe. So I don't like I was telling Mike on when we were playing Overwatch. I don't understand people leaving the theater like, oh, I'm gonna be sick. It is horrendously violent, but once again, it's a fucking movie.
Hello Hatake, hello Punk. 10 years ago, I looked better.
I did not.
I
can confidently say that.
I don't know, it depends. I might have, I might not, depending on the month. We're
Although I'd
talking
have
about.
to ask my wife. She'd probably say I look better now too.
Boy. Oh boy. Get ready to give Elon Musk $8. Also love that, dude. I love that he's been ratioing people that are bitching.
I might give him $8, like I said, just for the fuck of it. Just to be like, yeah, I'm. Also, my question is, will the blue check mark at that point give any weight? Because I look at it also from a marketing perspective. If I'm posting that I'm live and I'm verified, does that have more weight, or does the idea, is that the whole concept? Like people were using the verified as status, so he just wants to destroy that?
I mean, that's the thing, right? If they were using it just for status, which I think many of them were, it was just to kind of
Especially
shove
if
it in
you're
your
spending
face.
15K to get it.
15
Like
fucking K. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I can't
well, the way
fucking
the
fathom.
way these guys are talking, they did it. It was extortion too. It's where they applied, were told no, and then it's like, hey, but for 15K, we'll get you no problem.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. They're like little mob bosses. Yeah, you like that?
And that was a
verification, huh?
What? I guess my question is, what employees were doing that too? Was that like a company thing? Was that employees just running amok? Like, what was it?
Right? I mean, I'd love to fucking find out, because that seems
Sounds
pretty
like
dicey.
extortion to me.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, it would be nice if you had a verification. It'd also be nice if I had if I was, 15K heavier in my bank account. And the Insta Verify was a bigger racket. Yeah, no, get the fuck out of here. 15K, little blue check mark. It's employees running amok. God, great. Social media.
15,000 is a lot of fucking money. You could start a small business with 15K. I'm just
Sure.
saying.
You buy a little car.
I'm going to be a paleta man. That's my new goal.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to sell little ice creams on this street in wonderful flavors.
What kind of flavors?
I gotta,
Hey.
I gotta have the coconut. I gotta have the rice and raisin one. The rice one's amazing.
Maddie's coconut cream
Strawberries and
pie.
musk.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a
like-
flavor. That's not a thing.
Coconut cream
You don't
pie?
like coconut cream pie?
Not Maddie's coconut cream pie.
How dare
We would
you?
have to have that. We have to have that label on it. Come on down and try Maddie's coconut cream pie. It'll fill you up.
It'll
homemade.
fill you all the way up. You've never been so filled.
You've never had a coconut cream pie this filling. It's gonna ooze out of you.
It's gonna be spilling out of your orifices.
Yeah, that would probably get me banned on Twitter.
15K
Although, I
is a
don't know.
Jim Lee commission. 15K is so much more than anything you could do on Twitter. But like, that's how bonkers, that's how crazy Twitter people can be. Which is why I'm excited.
All right, I just came across a Joe Biden tweet,
Oh God.
and I just came across it, and it's just really pathetic. It's got Obama in it.
Oh my God.
And literally, it's a video of him telling people to go vote, and Obama's just looking in the camera like he's at a Christmas party, and the white dude that once gave him a job wants to be like, "Hey, you're my friend." Biden wrote, "Take it from my friend Barack Obama. Vote." It's just, come on, buddy, come on. Like, I get it. Whoever's running your show, you need
Right.
to stop hiring 15-year-olds. Like, what is going on?
We talked about this for a little bit the end of last week. I still think I don't vote Dem or Republican usually. When I do vote, it's usually independent. I usually go third party 9 times out of 10. But dude, tomorrow's election day, for those of you who don't know. Rummy, you gonna go vote, buddy?
You go vote, Rum?
No.
Ooh,
Why not?
beat her up.
It's your
Nikki,
duty as an American.
Nikki, rough her up.
The only thing that I vote for is who my new chief's gonna be in the tribe. That's the only
Oh.
election that I participate in.
Are you a member of the tribe?
Yeah.
But you do not live on the reservation. That's a stolen vote.
I know. God.
Corrupt Rum. You're a
Non-
corrupt native.
Non-res Rummy.
I want to get the native. What we need is the Native American Elon Musk to clean up the reservations.
Ah.
Who's Native American
me.
Elon Musk? Let's vote for that guy.
I don't know if that exists. We have to build him in a facility.
Get the cloning tools out.
been exploring TikTok recently, and I found that there's a lot of natives on TikTok.
Dude, there is a lot of native drama on TikTok.
I know. And I'm
They-
like, wow.
They go after each other on there, man.
Yeah.
There's some
But
very
what do
some-
they attack each other for?
there's some very woke native people. And you know how like when people go like, and I hate using that word, dude. Using the word woke is so fucking cringe, but it's the only word I could think
It
of to
describes
use.
certain situations and people.
And I mean that in like the truest sense, right? Where somebody has gone so progressive that they've almost achieved bigotry from their progressivism, where like they're like,
Yeah.
you know, they're reaching levels of like segregation levels of bigotry because they're so quote unquote
I'm tired of your
progressive.
racism, you piece of shit white person. It's
Right.
like, oh,
So I mean that's basically it, man. There was a Native American dude on here that was like, hey, if you're white passing, you're not a real native.
oh
And
dude, they did that to the Hispanics in the 90s too. All the guys I grew up with, if they were as pale as I were, they got shit talked. That's fucked up.
It's colorism. But what was beautiful was this native dude had like a 1 million plus following, something ridiculous like that, and said this horrible thing. And then his comments, all the stitched videos, which are reply videos on TikTok, were all like from native people of all different shapes and sizes and shades, basically just calling him a fuckhead or a shit ass, if you will. Calling him out for bigotry, saying that like, listen, man, the nature of native people in this country is a mixed one. And sometimes honestly forced mixed. And then what was beautiful was there was indigenous people from the Modern Warrior drama. That's what it was, Coleman. There were indigenous people from other nations, like there were Aboriginals. There were Aboriginals that were talking about how where they are in Australia up until I think the 50s or 60s, Matt, I don't know if you knew this, were literally stealing Aboriginal kids and forcing them to live and being adopted by other families in order to like force gentrify them.
Assimilate, yeah.
To forced assimilation was happening like again well into the 20th century, and just a complete nightmare. So some of these indigenous people, through fucking just this forced, illegal, horrible assimilation, are of a lighter skin because like they're the product of just an awful upbringing, which is the fallout of their government's nightmares. So they were like, listen, I'm light skinned, but how dare you call me less than because of something that I had no say in ages ago, right? My parents had no say in. It was beautiful. It was beautiful how much people banded together. But that's what I mean, right? There's some fucking lunatics out there. There's some real crazy people out there, and some of them happen to be Native Americans who've got a very, very awful mindset, I guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel
Wait,
like your wokeness is on a spectrum, and that spectrum is a wheel, and at some point you're gonna loop right back around to just being a racist fuck.
Wait,
Yeah.
is the Native American drama based around a woman? About her like, is the whole thing about a dating situation?
Oh, there was that too. It was the same dude who was like, hey, you're not indigenous if you're light skinned. The same dude was having some weird hooking up with ladies, and it was going weird. As well.
See, I don't know. I'm reading the story now, and from what I understand, I don't know if it's weird. It's the whole concept was, he wanted to do a polyamorous relationship. She turned it down, and essentially, so he still went and fucked other women. But here's
like
my thing. Yeah, but how is that?
Oh, that's
I'm sorry,
a different
Cheating
drama.
doesn't make you a monster, though. Like I
No,
don't even
no,
know
no,
this
no.
dude's name, but the whole concept is they, essentially, he would just tell women that he wanted to be polyamorous, and whether they said no or not, he would still stay with them
Yeah,
and
no.
fuck other women.
No, same dude.
weird.
He's a dickhead, but no, that wasn't the thing that people are going nuts
Okay, I was
about.
gonna say because
He-
that's not a big deal.
He's the guy that said it though. Like he's the asshole. He's just a dickhead. But the worst part is he's one of those dickheads that was masquerading as a person who's all for equity and
Oh, so he was a modern wave male feminist.
exactly. He was 100% one of those hyper progressive yada yada yada. And lo and behold, Another male feminist, hyper progressive type turns out to be an absolute raging dickhead. Off. I don't know. What the fuck, man? Dude, I'll say this. I said this before. I'll say this again. The people who publicly protest how great they are, about how empathetic they are, about how, you know, this and that, all who can't wait to showboat and get on a you know, morally grandstand and get on their soapbox and high horse and tell you about the wrongs of this and that. Always look at those people twice, because as we've seen in the better part of the last 10 years, over and over and over again, the people that do this so often are hiding something, or hiding some really nasty stuff. What's up?
Yeah, I did find what he said. He said essentially, if you identify as a white passing or are white presenting or are white passing, you're white. Stay in your lane. So you did have people make some pretty funny comments.
Jesus.
Somebody
yeah.
did write, if I'm straight passing in public, does that mean I'm not gay anymore? No matter how much milk is in the coffee, it's still coffee.
Oh,
And then
yeah, that's what that is.
Somebody hit him, because I do know that pure blood vibes in the old school Native American is a dominance, not a great thing. It is essentially Hitler for natives. Why is and then somebody said, why is this guy giving pure blood vibes? So they really, I mean, my sister is fair skinned and I am not. We're biological siblings, as indigenous as the other. So I'm a POC and she's a white woman. Boy, they really gave it to him, and they're all intelligent, fucking fuck you in the ass comments. I love it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man.
It's like, my mom comes from like a family of 10 kids, and like out of all of her siblings, she's the only one that looks real white. So it's like, you know, like it's a roll of dice.
I'll ask you straight up. I'm gonna ask you straight up, Rum, because I'm a hair's shy away from saying you're white passing and you should stay in your lane.
Yeah.
How much of that hillbilly blood is in you compared to the native?
Yeah.
I have no idea, actually. I'd have to look at my card. Last I heard,
because I know you have to
like,
be what, an eighth to get admission to the reservation and any benefits.
Well, it really depends on like the tribe, because Cherokees will accept anyone that's got like even like a whisper of Cherokee princess in their blood.
Well, that's because there's so few of them. Is that the idea?
We'll take anybody.
But I mean, but like the Cherokees also, like, so back during like the slavery times, you know, as they used to be.
Oh boy.
As it was called.
Rum says the best times is what she means.
Yeah.
You know, the golden age. But so back then it was permissible for natives to own slaves, but
That's
they weren't
right.
they weren't always necessarily treated as slaves, as they were just treated as people of like, hey, you work for me, whatever.
I'm gonna put it this way: if you can't leave, you're always treated as a slave.
Yeah.
Well, dude, it was. Oh, so go for it.
So to kind of make amends and to make things right, like the following generations of those that were enslaved to the Cherokees were now given a status as Cherokee. So you have, like, you don't even have to be like native to be accepted into that tribe if you can like prove that like I come from a generation of family that was enslaved to the Cherokee. But like as far as I'm concerned, my tribe, you have to have like a certain percentage, and I'm like maybe a little over a quarter, just under half, somewhere around there.
Oh, so you're in like sin then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why you need to get pregnant with those indigenous babies, Rum. You have to do your duty.
Damn.
You got to do your work.
Yeah,
It's
your job to make babies that are not white passing.
I married a white man. I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, you traitor.
You know,
You just gotta.
I know. I can't help it.
Listen.
The heart haunts what the heart wants.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I was just saying, you know how awkward it is? You try to date another native, and then they all treat each other like family. Like,
Yeah, you just gotta bang your cousin.
It's so uncomfortable.
Listen, hey, you gotta take one for the team. You gotta bang a cousin. What can I tell you?
Oh, God.
The Royals have been doing it for generations.
Yeah, look at the hillbillies.
Yeah, you just gotta live like a Targaryen.
Oh,
Just
no.
you gotta find your hottest cousin, and you just gotta let them give you that natty coconut cream pie.
Oof, what if you don't have any hot cousins?
Yeah, your
I don't know
tagline
about
will
any
be
hot
Rummy,
cousins.
fill me up, tummy.
There it is.
I'm Asian. My ancestors crossed over thousands of years ago. I should be honorary. Tell me, Oj.
An honorary native, or
Well, dude, we were talking about this. The famous actor Don Cheadle, his ancestors owned by Native Americans.
Why did you say it that way, Don Cheadle? New York City.
New York City. No, it was just, it's one of my favorite like ancestry clips is the shock on people's faces. My top two favorite clips of like, this is your ancestry on PBS. Larry David finding out that he had Southern hillbilly Jewish ancestors who enslaved and fought for the South. The shock on his face. It was the most
Southern hillbilly Jewish.
Yes,
and
it
if you
was.
just threw
It was
Quaker
the
in there,
most.
I'd be like, that makes sense.
It was the most Curb Your Enthusiasm event to happen on that show that I've ever seen.
Freeze frame cue music.
Yeah.
I didn't know any slaves. I didn't do it.
It was perfect. You couldn't have written that better on the show itself, because of course it would happen to Larry David. And the other one is Don Cheadle, and he's like, and he knows that he was American descendant of slaves, and he was expecting some, the fucking, the William Guard the First, beat your great grandpap, and he was like, no, if you look here, you see that you were owned by the, whatever nation your ancestors were, and the look on his face, like the look of defeat on his face. Like,
Can't
fuck,
hate the white man anymore?
Like, not even
If
that I could
I'm
hate the
him,
white man,
I
but
go
like
I go full Christopher Columbus supporter at that point.
Like-
Where I'm just like, I got flags every year.
because I think it was news to him, as it was to me, that Native Americans owned slaves. And it was almost like, man, here you have this oppressed people that have suffered from
Everyone
genocide.
has.
And they're just like, yeah, we're going to own them too. Yeah, cut us in on that. Like Native Americans who had nothing, who like this, who like the nation and conquest after conquest had fucking nothing. Whole land stole from them. But it's like, yeah, hey, slaves? Hey, we'll take those. Why not? Yeah, give us a couple of those too. Sure. Owning people? Yeah, we can get in on that.
You mean to tell me we don't have to do as much work with these guys? It's like, well, we do gotta feed them, so we don't own them. They're paying their way.
It's just it was a wild
Is there any
conversation.
nation that didn't own slaves?
Rummy Nation.
Wait, what?
Well, no,
What?
she refers to the slave era as the golden era, so she definitely owns some people.
Said
She's
the
got she's got her fin doms, her fin
She's still
subs
got
rather.
people in cages in her basement.
Mistress,
I got my precious little pay pigs.
yeah,
It's a
Mistress
different type
Rummy.
of slave, but- Mistress Rummy. Don't give her ideas. That'll be her next art.
I
Sure.
mean, I am drawing a femboy right now.
Oh boy, that girl
Yeah.
cock.
Yeah, with a
Yeah.
big bulging girl furry cock.
Do people call them
Yeah.
girl boys?
I don't know.
Biologically.
They should. I like the term.
Yeah?
I like the term girl boy better than femboy.
Well, wasn't it the old school was lady boy? Why don't we use that anymore?
I think that's specifically for Thai people.
Only ties?
I don't know, Rum. Speak on this.
How many Thai
Ah.
lady boys have you castrated, Rum?
Rum,
Well,
Rum, would you
know.
ever bang a Thai lady boy?
Would I ever do what? What?
Would you ever bang a Thai lady boy?
Yeah, would you
Probably.
be mad that they had better makeup than you?
Well, considering I don't wear makeup most of the time.
Oh.
Yeah. I'd be a little jealous. I'd be like, teach me how to do that. Like,
Rum-
please.
Rum, would you top the Thai lady boy, or would you let them top you?
It depends on who won the power dynamic.
Who won the fucking coin toss?
Wait,
Who won the
Yeah.
rock?
Rum just
I-
say that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say who won the round of rock paper scissors.
You have
Like,
to
oh,
arm wrestle Rum to
again.
decide who gets to fuck who before you get
Who's
hurt.
topping who?
Tell you right now, I got this boxing machine where you punch it and it rates you. If you
Oh,
hit harder
no.
than me, you get to be the dom. What they don't know is Rum's got a mean left jab.
It's true. It's true. They don't know until they find out.
Oh, hey, in case you guys are wondering, as a joke, you might want to call a person a Thai lady boy, and that's funny for a lot of reasons, but
I wouldn't do it to their face.
not funny when you actually do it to a Thai person. I found out the hard way that they take that insult quite seriously, as it is a part of their culture. So just for your own benefit, just to refrain from doing so. It'll get them riled up.
You'll be very happy to know that I don't interact with anybody outside of my apartment.
I thought you could say you'll be very happy to know I don't interact with anybody outside my race. I thought that's where you're going with that.
Ooh, ooh. Rum slash Hitler. Whatever.
Little Rittler is what we're gonna have to start calling her.
Dude, I've been hanging out with too many of them infantrymen.
Little-
dog, like
Little
that racism.
Radolf Rittler there.
No, no.
She married a white man to try to erase the Indian from her blood.
Yeah.
Rummy
My
is,
kids won't have nearly as
Secretly a
much of me in
purist.
them.
Rummy is putting the Rad in Radolf.
Radolf, what a terrible name.
Great.
I'm
Like
sorry,
you could
Rad.
just go Rudolph.
I thought
Rudolph
of like
because of rum.
I
Nope.
thought of like Raid because
Raid
like, the
Shadow
Bugs
Legends.
Bunny Raid. No.
This stream is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
I was thinking of like the bug spray.
Rum is going to ethnically remove people from this earth. She's like, I'm
Here,
building
now
a train.
she's gonna go to her 3-point ethnic cleansing plan.
Economic
I
plan.
almost got away with it too.
The first thing we do is we capture them all.
Yeah,
Jesus,
we
Rum, no.
round them up. It's like, who are you going after, dude, with your mixed blood?
We've got all the cages that the burrito babies have been removed from, so we're going to use those.
Rummy,
Burrito
please.
babies. Oh no.
Rum, are you
Yeah, I
still
wouldn't vote for Rum on this platform.
Rum, are you still hanging out with the content community, the commentary community?
Yeah, yeah. I haven't been around much because like the husband's supposed to be coming home towards the end of the month, so I'm like,
You got to plan his death.
yeah.
Sorry.
You okay there, Nikki?
Nikki
Sorry,
vomited
sorry,
a little
sorry,
bit.
sorry.
Yeah, Nikki said,
I,
ugh.
while you guys have this conversation, I'm going to excuse myself so I can go do my workout. But I may be back later, depending on your time, Mikey.
Okay, you're gonna be working out. What kind of workouts are you gonna do?
Oh wait, what's today? I should probably check that out. Let me see, because I should have had it pulled up already, but I.
Oh boy, here we go.
All
Yeah.
groinal region activities.
Maybe
It's
Nothing
Monday.
but squats.
Monday groin day.
Monday grind day. It is Monday. It is. Oh man, am I doing this right? I really hope it's not hit, dude. I don't
This
want to
is
do
a-
hit.
This says
Oof.
I have to hang upside down. What the
Dude,
fuck?
hit fucking murders me. Where is my?
Yeah, get your cardio up, girl.
No.
Oh.
You gotta strengthen the core.
Yeah, straighten the core, get those
There you go.
abs.
I do. Oh. Yeah, chest, core, and legs. Oof. All right.
Oof.
All right, get to it, woman.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
We should be working out too. Rum, get.
I
get...
worked really hard on the stomach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to make a fat joke because that would
My
just sound
tummy's
mean.
My tummy's a little chunky, okay? Like it's a little chubby. I got a little chunky, but it's okay. I
People
worked hard
love
on
her
it.
chunky tummy.
People don't care about your
Yeah.
tummy. They look at your bobs.
It's true. Bigger
Mm.
tummy means bigger bobs.
There it is. That's the trade-off.
It's all
Yeah.
fat, baby.
That is 100%.
I'm at this stage where I'm trying to reduce my bobs and tummy. Rum's in the opposite stage.
Nah, go big or go home.
More of rum to
Oh,
love.
natural. Built by pork rinds.
Oh my. My husband gets very offended at pork rinds.
Why? He's Muslim?
No, because because of like my weird affinity for pigs and everything. Like he now looks at like pork rinds and he's like, "Oh, a pig had to die for that." I'm like, "Yep," and then I eat them.
I was gonna say, do you eat pig?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have any feelings for pigs then?
Yeah, she's not Muslim.
It's all a show.
Yeah, I adore pigs. I think they're great, and I think some of them can be wonderful pets. But I do think a majority of them taste delicious.
The little pot-bellied ones are
If
I think,
only-
the ones you can have as pets. Like
If
the
only
little ones,
rum
right?
were halal.
You're halal.
Hello.
Halal?
Halal.
Hey, is
Yeah.
this halal? Hello, how are you? No.
Yeah.
Is
No.
this halal? Hello.
Halal?
Why do you keep saying that?
Like yes.
Where is it, bro?
No.
What is halal exactly? Does it have to be blessed by somebody? Like,
I
how does that
don't
work?
know. I mean, it's obviously
must be, like just like holy, pretty much.
yeah, it's like kosher.
Yeah, because
Well, I
like
know, yeah, I know
haram,
kosher shit. Like when I used to work at Dominic's, which doesn't exist anymore.
'cause, like if
Um,
something is halal, it means like it's you know holy or permissible or allowed, and then like if something's haram, it's sinful.
so
Bad.
haram is bad.
Haram is bad. Yeah, it's
Oh
forbidden.
man, I am haram to the bone. I know that was terrible.
Rummy's the most haram, for sure.
Oh my, it's true. That's why like my ex Moose, like he loved to wear jewelry and stuff, but because jewelry's seen as being very effeminate, like anytime he would see his dad, he'd be like, "Oh Mustafa, that's haram. Why are you wearing that? That's haram." You know,
Moose.
Moose. My ex Mustafa.
Oh, it was short for.
Ah.
I thought it was short for Muslim.
Muslim. Yeah. Dated this moose guy.
Rum says it's her ex, but we all know she was kidnapped, like and taken.
It's true.
She was forced
blinked
into
twice.
what they thought was white slavery, but it's because she was white passing. They got it wrong. That's
They
how she got
butchered
out.
this-
Yeah, they realized their mistake, like, oh shit.
Yeah, this one isn't
sorry.
white. I could smell the native on this one. Get it out of here.
There's this scene where they're just like, "I bought you as a slave and did not know I would fall in love." And then the magic happens.
Thank you, Moose. Thank you,
I
Muslim.
won him over with that fry bread.
That day, his heart grew 5 times the size.
Oh my
Moose,
god.
you're feeling again. Did you call him Moose?
Yeah,
Did he have
And he was
a
okay with that?
he was okay with it.
Did he have a foreskin or no?
No, he was circumcised.
Circumcised, eh? I heard the
Yeah.
Muslims do that.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with it, dude. Though, because dude is like packing a Coke can for a cock, and I'm like, whoa, friend, that's a little too big for my taste. I can't imagine what it would have been if they kept the foreskin. I'd be like, ah.
Too much.
She's
That is
much more
not gonna
comfortable
work.
with a Topo Chico.
Kosher slaughter factories will hire Muslim immigrants because they know how to follow kosher slaughterhouse practices. Interesting. So it's a similar practice, I guess. The way they kill them is also very specific. The meat. I think they like slit the throat and like let them hang upside down. It's a very specific way to butcher
What's
the
the
animal.
old school way to do it?
Yeah, that's how they do for like a lot of animals. It's like pigs, goats, cows, deer, depending on how you're cleaning it.
You ever butchered an animal, Mike?
No,
You ever
You,
want
Rum? Have you?
to? Yes.
you have.
Yes.
I've only ever butchered a man.
I know how to clean deer.
Ooh, I think
Chicken.
that's called dressing, if I remember correctly. You know how to dress a deer?
Yeah, like I can do deer, chicken, squirrel, skunk, and fish.
Rum's more of a
catfish.
hillbilly than I thought.
Can
Yeah.
you stuff my grandma?
Rum eats every part of the animal. Hooves,
Bones.
hooves, beak. She could take it.
Well, that's because if she doesn't eat all of it, she doesn't obtain its power.
It's true.
She can't morph into that animal.
I
Yeah,
have to
she-
wait until the full moon, then devour the heart.
She doesn't reach her full Nighthawk.
Yeah,
unless
she doesn't.
consumes the entire animal.
She doesn't become a full-blown skinwalker unless she consumes the whole beast.
It's true. It's true.
But you haven't lived until you've had Rum's beak ice cream.
Oh no.
Mmm. You could really taste the beak.
Oh god.
I don't even know what beak would taste like. Not
A
good.
Really crunchy ice cream. I don't like that.
I don't think I would eat a beak, bro. Like,
I think it would be like in it'd be in
I
the
would be
same
like, no,
realm
thank
as
you.
like you make yourself like a fried egg, but you accidentally left like some of the shell in there, so you munch into it and it's like crunchy and
Crunchy.
chalky.
All right, there you go.
Ugh.
Have some beak tea later.
Ew.
oof.
Did you know that people
No.
make cilantro tea?
Ew.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
No, thank you.
I would never
I've
drink
never. I don't know what the benefits of it are, but like I
Yes.
enjoy cilantro, okay, like in my salsa and stuff. But
Yeah.
like I can't imagine just being like, damn, I like this taste so much, I'm gonna make it into a tea.
Yuck. That rum, that's nasty rum.
it. Out of all the things, the cilantro tea is what got you.
Yeah. That's where I draw the line.
We didn't blink at the skunk, but the cilantro's that's it.
Yeah, it's a
No
no
more.
go.
Problem with moose, but the tea.
That's a no go for me. Skunk, sure.
Yeah.
Rum,
Yeah, no, I wouldn't drink cilantro tea.
Hey, Rum, did you know that Elon Musk had a threesome with Cara Delevingne and Amber Heard?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
a lucky
interesting.
bastard.
Do you find it?
That's
Yeah.
hmm.
Do you find any of those women attractive? Either one?
No, not really.
Not even
Oh.
Devine?
Eh,
Oh.
I have
Like
a
Amber
very
Heard's
weird,
whatever, but
I have a very weird niche taste in women.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
she likes them to look like men.
She likes the one that look like. She likes the ones that look like Zarya from Overwatch.
Oh no. You know, if I ever just see a
big
woman that
caboose.
looks like she could use me like a sock, I'd be like, yeah, anything you want,
Oof.
mommy.
Yeah,
Like-
fist me.
Sock.
Please fist my ass, mommy. Is what she'll say.
Like, wear me like Miss Piggy, I guess. I don't know.
Rum's lovers have to be good at puppetry.
Oh, God.
Yeah, shove your hand up my ass and work me like Pinocchio.
Oh,
I'll
no.
call you Dunham.
Make me a real boy.
Ouch. I don't know why. I just assumed that would be painful.
Oh boy. Hey, is anybody watching Andor, or am I the only one? Like everywhere else.
All right, I'm gonna ask this:
Yeah.
is it as boring as it looks?
No.
It is slow in the way that Breaking Bad is slow, or
Oh, okay.
you know, it's way more dramatic and tension building. You know, it's slow in the way that like even House of the Dragon is slow, whereas like, you know, it's 80% talking, 20% something crazy happens, but it's
I'm
mostly
okay with that as long as the writing's good.
the writing is excellent. Andor isn't only the best Star Wars show to date in writing. So like The Mandalorian is very fun. It's very old style Star Wars. It's very all ages Star Wars. Andor is adult writing, adult suspense. It is gritty and dark, but not in the cheesy Zack Snyder way. It is a flushed out world, a flushed out universe, and it is devoid. If you're looking for laser space fights and laser sword wizards, you're not getting that. You're getting the story of the plight of like the everyman under the boot of the Empire.
I
Which
am gonna say,
yeah,
laser sword wizards. I think they should just name the next Star Wars movie that.
I mean, that's what it
Laser
is.
sword.
Fucking
Yeah.
laser sword wizards would bring me to the theater. I'm like, what the fuck is this Harry Potter with lasers?
Harry Potter looks so different these days.
I'd watch that trailer.
What are you doing?
yeah. I mean, listen, that's what brings them in. Those damn laser swords are compelling as all hell. But if you're looking for like a real kind of gritty, down to earth suspense, almost like political intrigue / spy work thriller, that's what this is. And it's good. It's damn good. You kind of have to think about it when you watch it. Yes, that's exactly right. It's slow, but there's a lot it's slow in that there's not like lots of explosions and fist fights and gun battles and that kind of shit. It's like slow in that way that it's proper drama. It's, you know, but it's good. It's really compelling. It makes you give a shit about characters you normally wouldn't think to give a shit about. That, man, if some of these actors aren't nominated for Emmys for their performances, I think it's one of the best shows on television right now. No joke. I'd put it up there with House of the Dragon. I'd put it up there with shows like Succession. I'm shocked. I was shocked at how good it is. Truly. I wasn't after the Obi-Wan debacle and after the Boba Fett nightmare of a show where it was goddamn unwatchable. This was but dude, they fumbled the ball so hard on both of those shows. Those two shows back to back were such stinkers, so poorly written, so many plot holes, such nonsense transpiring on camera. They lost all goodwill. All of the goodwill that Mandalorian had like scraped back for the franchise was just it went evaporated. Thanos snapped the second Boba Fett and Obi-Wan were released. But I think Andor is doing a great job in getting it back.
I will say the Vader Obi-Wan lightsaber battles are pretty well done.
Yeah, no, listen,
Obi-Wan.
there's a good 10 minutes of the Obi-Wan series that's great. That whole conversation that they
the
have,
lightsaber battles.
the lightsaber battles, that final confrontation that they have.
Yeah, you realize Anakin like doesn't see himself as human anymore.
Right.
That's a pretty powerful thing. But I've watched quite a bit of that show. I haven't. I got bored and started skipping through. There's a lot of dead space in that show.
Yeah, see, when that show gets slow, it's boring. There's not a lot, but in Andor,
It's not even like vital information. It's just like, why did we just waste 15 minutes of time?
Yeah, see, that's what Andor does that right, where there's
Sweet.
slow things. And have you watched House of the Dragon?
Yeah, where we're watching
Oh, how far along are you?
episode 3. We did the entire Game of Thrones and got burnt out, and like because comparable to the last season of Game of Thrones, especially, House of the Dragon is very slow. So like we finished Game of Thrones, then it went right into the first episode, and both her and I were like, man, that felt slow, didn't it? And then like the pace doesn't pick up until the time shift.
Well, here's the thing about the pace, man. It's very much like Andor's pace. It is.
Okay. Well, that's why we took a break. We needed to just kind of like walk away for a minute.
It is a slow burn. So you have to be.
I love Breaking Bad and those slow burn shows. The only one I haven't watched that I want to now because it's now done is Better Call Saul. I really do want to get into that.
Dude, I heard Saul is a great show. Same thing though. It's
slow. Yeah.
It's slow, but in that space, they allow the characters to breathe. It's a character study.
Also, I would argue that the ability to binge watch makes it feel less slow.
Right.
Like we were caught up, so we're gonna binge watch House, and I think we're gonna restart it completely just to make sure we have a fresh opinion of it because we're only 3 episodes in. And I think that's what it is like being able to binge watch Breaking Bad compared to when I watched it every week. It's so much better. Like I implore everybody, if you once loved a show that you watched weekly, binge watch it again. It's an infinitely better experience because while you do have that like, oh man, wonder what's going to happen on the next episode. You don't have to wait a week. You don't have to wait 2 weeks every now and then. You don't have to wait a year and a half for the next season. Bye, Ram.
Thanks for hanging out, buddy.
That's the thing is like I love binge watching. Like I want to watch Peaky Blinders now that it's done because
I want to watch Peaky Blinders too.
And that season break, man, like we forget how bad that killed us. And we're experiencing it now in new shows, but like still.
Season break. Well, I told you what me and the missus do whenever it's a season break time is we watch like 15-minute long recaps of the seasons prior because there are plenty of YouTube channels that do a great job of doing a breakdown of like the most pivotal moments in the show. But it's like a mandatory viewing because the 2-minute recap that you get for most shows doesn't fucking even begin to scratch the surface of what you missed.
Well, I will say shows like Game of Thrones, I think, did an okay job because the first 10 minutes was a recap. Like they would give you like in between season breaks. They would give you the first 10 minutes of the next show. Also, they would release one of those like 25-minute recap videos as well. Like I remember HBO releasing that because I mean they were at one point, wasn't it like 2 years or over 2 years between seasons? Like it was some crazy amount of time. So like they had to do that because for one thing, the problem becomes you do lose emotional investment.
Oh yeah.
So like jumping back into the show, you're like, yeah, I love this show. It's my favorite show. I can't wait to watch it. But you've kind of lost the ties to the character, especially when you have a show like Game of Thrones, where season to season, the characters themselves evolve so much. So like if you didn't watch season, or you forgot about season 3, you have no idea that Arya is basically an Assassin's Creed at this point.
She is. That's right. So many characters to follow as well. That's a whole other thing.
Story, and they all connect. And I will say, I think the biggest downfall of the finale of that show is how they kill off both Jamie and what's-her-face in a stupid rock fall
so
in
dumb.
each other's arms. And it literally goes from him fucking the blonde tall chick, I can't remember her name,
Brienne of Tarth.
Brienne, to leaving her in the middle of the night and going to try to protect Cersei
Cersei Lannister.
Cersei to protect her, and that their ending is
So
just
lame.
like they really go out with a whimper.
So lame, because it was literally all of his character progression outdone randomly.
Stripped from him. Just everything that people liked about him after the second season gone.
What one of the things that irked me the most was Daenerys. No real inclination that she was a mad Targaryen, and then just madness.
Not until season 7.
Yeah.
Season 7 starts with her, and it's like, by the way, she's a crazy Targaryen. She's one of them.
She's one of the mad ones, and it's like, wait a fucking minute.
But she has to go mad in order to justify Jon Snow even being a Targaryen, because he's got to be the counterbalance.
Right. But that's the other thing, right? We keep getting this, hint, right? We keep getting these clues where it's like, oh, the prince that was promised. Where's the prince that was promised? It's like, that's part of the whole fucking show. Is this like, I thought they were going to make Tyrion the king at one point, like at that ends. Yeah. Also, I mean, tonal imbalance is the beginning of the last episode is Jon Snow murdering her. Yeah.
The end of the last episode is them making jokes in the arena while they try to elect the next asshole. Like, it just, the tonal imbalances in that last 2 episodes alone, like you cannot end the show off. Like, you end the show with a gag about who sits where and how awkward it is because you were almost dead a day. Like, what?
Dude. Well, they fucking Benioff and Weiss, they fucking ran that goddamn show into the ground. You know why they did it though? Because HBO would have had them doing that for another decade. Do you know why they ran it down so quick?
Because R.R. Martin's not writing the next book fast enough?
Not fucking even. They ran it down because Benioff and Weiss got a deal because after season 7, this is the biggest television show in the world of all time, whatever. They get a sweetheart deal from Disney via Lucasfilm. Old Kathy Kennedy says, oh, hey, you two dickheads, you're fucking on fire right now. Come do a Star Wars. So they get the smell of, they get the whiff of fresh pussy and decide,
that Disney puss.
And decide, oh, the grass is greener. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's just wrap this shit up. Now, the irony of that, and it's poetic. They fucked up Game of Thrones so poorly that people refuse to watch even this newest thing because it had such a dirty taste in their mouth from the way it ended.
Which the writing in the new show is infinitely better than the last 2-3 seasons of Game of Thrones.
They fucked themselves out of a job. The very job in which they left and decided to kill Game of Thrones for was ripped from them because they fucked up Thrones so badly.
What were they supposed to do?
They were going to do a Star Wars trilogy. That was the deal.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, no, they had signed up for a trilogy with Kathleen Kennedy, but nothing was signed yet until Game of Thrones was done.
Oh, it was one of those deals.
But they fucked up Thrones so badly that they were toxic, radioactive, untouchable, box office poison. Nobody wanted anything to do with them. The jobs dried the fuck up, and it's their own fault. So it's kind of beautiful, but also they ruined a fucking franchise.
Well, the problem is they made character decisions that no fan wanted that character to make,
and the characters themselves wouldn't have made.
Yeah.
Also,
agreed.
Even the Ice King, whatever the fuck his name is, the Night King.
Yeah.
Ice King is Adventure Time.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. They did away that's the other thing, right? So the princess was promised, yada yada yada. Ice and fire. You get this whole build up, right? Winter's coming. Winter comes for like half an episode, and then
the Night King for 5 seasons is a demonic, terrifying creature. Season 7, he throws a spear in a dragon. Season 8, he shows up and then gets wrecked by Arya.
Yeah.
Also, the one thing that they don't do in the show, which they absolutely, in my opinion, should have, is shown Jon get hit with fire by the dragon and come out naked.
Yeah.
Like,
that
if
would've
you're
been-
gonna make him a Targaryen, you had a scene at the very end where the dragon's about to burst him with flames. It would confirm 100% he's actual Targaryen blood, and you don't give it to the audience.
Yeah. And he's the prince that was promised, for fuck's sake, man.
Yep.
God damn
and
it,
the
dude.
prince that was promised that doesn't take any power really ever.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the show, he is getting his own show. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is, even in the last episode, you knew when they watched it, when they were writing it, they knew it was shit writing, because they kill Jaime and the sister off, and then they have Tyrion come back later and like cry over their bodies. They were like, we need to get something in this scene because it's empty as fuck.
God, those fuckers. I'm glad they don't work anymore. I'm glad their fucking
They should
careers
be
took
writing
those out.
children's cartoons, these pieces of shit.
Yeah. Motoko's like, yes. We should
I
get
don't
more
know, I
people.
gotta-
Oh, go on, go on.
I was just saying, we gotta reboot the House of the Dragon, and then we're gonna reboot from season 1 The Witcher, and try to enjoy the 3 seasons
seasons.
of Witcher we get with Henry Cavill.
Third
I don't like
season's a
Liam
little meh.
Hemsworth, so it's like,
No, I'm not watching. I had a discussion with the lady because it's one of those shows that we watch together, and we both came to discussion. The second I posted that photo that somebody mocked up of Hemsworth in the Witcher gear, did you see that photo?
Yep,
He looks atrocious. It looks horrible.
yep. You know, I don't know if you like the actor, and I've heard
He's okay.
people. Well, no, Mads Milk. How do you
Mads
pronounce his
Mikkelsen?
last name? Nicholson.
Mads Mikkelsen.
So apparently,
yeah.
in his home country, people like I've talked to people from like Norway and shit that are just like, hey, he's okay. I think he's great. I think he
he's
could have been a decent Witcher.
I'd be
He's
down,
at the
dude.
age. I mean, he's in his 40s. Like, I think you get better
grizzled?
acting ability because he's grizzled.
Mhm.
I mean, the guy is a good actor in my opinion. So it's like, why would you
Yeah.
go with a younger looking, less haggard, more
Yeah,
pretty?
yeah,
I mean,
dude,
Henry
more
Cavill's
pretty.
pretty.
Yeah, he's pretty,
But
but,
they
also he
were-
looks like he
they-
fuck you up.
Yeah, he's swole and he'll beat
Yeah.
the shit out of you. He's that dude
Yeah.
in that gym that like you call the other F word and then he punches you to death.
The thing is, he's pretty, but he's the kind of he's like masculine pretty, right? He's got a fucking jaw that looks like he could break concrete, you know?
He's an Andrew Tate kind of guy. Alpha Chad. E-pimp extraordinaire.
Cavill's like he's like an alpha Chad meme. Like you could use his face for the fucking Chad meme.
But he's a nice guy though too,
Yeah.
so it's deceiving. Like I want to see a video of like Henry Cavill just out and about in London, and he gets attacked by somebody. He just beats him half to death. Like
Yeah.
he Supermans them to, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
want to
no.
see Henry Cavill be, like throw him in a cage with somebody. I don't know.
Have him rip somebody's arms off. Just let's see what he could do.
Yeah, let him go full rampage.
But it works, right? When he's sitting in the bathtub scowling, and you know somebody talks to him, he just like, you
He does
believe
very-
it. You
Well, that's
buy
how
it.
you know he's a big fan. Like, because, like, when I first heard his voice as Geralt, I was surprised how well he did. Because he wasn't trying to do Geralt. He was just doing the tonal inflection and the
Yeah.
bristle. Like, he did. I think he
Yes.
did a great job. to be
Very
honest with
good.
you. Also, did you hear him give the reasoning for why he does? Have you seen that Mission Impossible with him in it?
Oh yeah, great job. That
Where
mustache.
he does the shotgun arms, where he fucking reloads them.
Yes, he reloads his arms.
So, do you know he finally came out and said why? He goes, we were doing the fight scenes a lot. He's like, I needed to get blood back into my arms.
Oh.
I guess it was a grueling, like it was supposed to be like a couple weeks and it took a couple months to film the scene.
Whoa.
And so it was like every day the three of them beating the shit out of each other. So his whole thing is they had been doing the scene for a while and he needed to get blood back into his arms.
God, I love that, man.
But it's
that's-
one of the most iconic things in modern action movie is Henry
Right.
Cavill's shotgun pump.
Shotgun pumping, but it makes fucking sense. He's literally rubbing his bicep to get fucking blood pumping into him, which is like he's like a monkey,
Also
dude.
that-
That's like a fucking that's the thing that a fucking animal that's the thing that a fucking animal would do.
Yeah, if an ape is doing that, get the fuck out of the
Yeah,
area.
dude, you know, yeah. If you're
Leave
if
now.
you're near the chimp cage and he starts rubbing his biceps, yeah, just make a run for it. Just start dashing. Yeah, no. If you
Yeah,
saw a
get the
gorilla
fuck
do that,
outta there.
you'd freak the fuck out, dude. Is that gorilla shotgunning his fucking biceps?
But so they were asking about that for years, and then even Tom Cruise was like, my favorite thing in that whole movie is when you do that.
Huh.
It's like Mr. Scientology loves it, and he's as close to a superhero as any of us is gonna get.
Yeah. guy's got to reload his biceps, and he's listen, let's be honest. In no fucking world would 5'5" Tom Cruise have any shot against 6'2" fucking 250-pound fucking Henry Cavill,
Hey, man,
dude.
you're talking about Jack Reacher, bud.
He would pick him up like the toddler he is and throw him right out the goddamn window with no problem. But
I don't know, dude. I feel like Tom Cruise has some sort of power where he could just center his gravity in a certain way that makes him immobile. Can't move.
no, the Sigma move.
He channels all the particles in the air. Oh, I watched Ant-Man again for the first time since it came out because I never really dug the Ant-Man movies.
Hilarious.
We're running through
I remember being hilarious.
We're running through the Marvel. I loved it.
Dude, that one
I don't
actor.
know why I didn't like it initially.
That one actor doing that rundown. The Hispanic dude. Was it
I love him in everything.
Was it Louis something?
No, Michael something.
Michael Pena? Is it Michael Pena?
Yes.
Fucking hysterical.
He's the only reason I watched that terrible Fantasy Island remake.
Oh, I didn't see that.
They turned Fantasy Island into a horror movie, and he
boy.
was like the guy in the suit. I don't remember, Mr. Belvedere or some shit. I forget.
I'm Latino, Mr. Belvedere. Yoji says he's an ugly duckling that became a swan. Oh yeah, they used to call him Fat. His nickname was Fat Cavill. Did you know that growing up?
I did not.
Yes.
But the first time I ever saw him was in that movie, that ripoff of 300, where he was like model thin ripped.
Yes, thin ripped. He was a wily young lad in that. What was that
Michael
called?
Pena's a Scientologist?
Ah, god damn it.
That
Who else
really
is it?
stings because I love him.
Yeah, fucking the other one, the Handmaid's Tale lady, Elizabeth Moss. Also,
Did
hardcore.
you watch that show?
I had to stop after season 3. It was fucking so goddamn depressing, dude.
Okay, so my wife wants to watch it because the girls at work watch it, and I'm not joining her. I don't like Elizabeth Moss.
She's a great
I
actress.
think the show looks. I don't like her. I just don't. She
That's
was in
fair.
The Invisible Man.
I didn't.
And when
I
I
skipped that.
for one
It
thing,
looked terrible.
It was. It made no sense. We did a review of it. And
Why
I
did it get
trashed
acclaimed? People were like, "You gotta watch this movie." I'm like, "It looks horrible."
So basically, what pissed me off about it wasn't the Invisible Man. The whole movie was he had just made a suit that had ocular cameras that would. It was camouflage. It was a camouflage suit. It was Harry Potter's cloak.
He's the Predator.
Yeah, and that's how he would go invisible. And then at the end of the movie, she takes the suit and she becomes. I just don't
becomes a
like
predator.
her.
She starts.
I don't know, man.
She starts hunting
The
Native
movie-
American girls.
I liked Prey, but the movie made no sense because it starts off where like he's just an abusive spouse.
Yeah.
Like there is no rhyme or reason for the story.
Ugh.
Shining Girls I never saw. I as an actress, I'm not a big fan of her. However, I have not watched Mad Men at all, and we are going to run
she's
through
great in
that
Mad Men.
soon.
Mad Men's a great
So
show.
That may change my opinion on her because that's really what got her big break.
Yeah.
Like you got to remember, before Mad Men, the first time you see Elizabeth Moss really is in the movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they
where
like
they
shit
add
in her food or
pubes
something.
to her food. Exactly.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And she was just like an Uber bitch in that scene.
She
So,
looks like a fucking Karen. That
I called her mashed potato face. There's two celebrities that I call mashed potato.
Well, she looks Amish. She's got the face of an Amish woman. So that's why it
So
works in
there's
Handmaid's
two-
Tale.
No shit, fuck it, true to life. Two people get the honorary mashed potato face, and that's her and Gerard Butler.
Yeah, he looks like Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, he looks, especially when you look at him from when he was in Tomb Raider 2 to now. You remember that scene in Minority Report where Tom Cruise putties his face to get through the scanners?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
basically what's happening to Gerard Butler right now in real time.
Ugh. Russell Crowe's got a little bit of a mashed potato face now. But I think that's just
That's 'cause
alcoholism bloat.
He's drank too much and ate too much mashed potatoes. The motherfucker's fat, bro.
He is a husky boy.
He got divorced. Hollywood said, we don't really want you anymore because you're fat. And now he's just like, I'm just
fat.
drink and fucking eat chicken wings and shit all day. I don't know.
Yeah, and they're
He's
like,
the Australian Peter Griffin.
I thought Shining Girls was I don't know what a Shining Girl is, but I will say she does an excellent job in Mad Men, and she does an excellent job in Handmaid's Tale. You really buy that she's this prisoner woman, but it's basically like, hey,
You're a constant stink face, though.
yeah, it's on Apple TV. Oh, I didn't.
I do have to. I'm gonna go with Mad Men first. She wants to watch Handmaid's Tale. I told her, watch a couple episodes. Tell me if you think something I could get into. I gave her that where because because at this point, I've exposed her to so many shows. Like before I made her watch it, she never watched Breaking Bad.
Oh.
It was a show that I told her, like, you need to watch it with me. I'm watching it weekly. Same thing with Game of Thrones when it was live. I told her we're watching it weekly. Let's catch up, and then you can watch it with us. Nope. And then all of these shows that she didn't listen to me on, we eventually have watched quite a few of them now. And it's like, yeah, they become her favorite shows every time.
Dude, that's me. That's the reverse with me and the missus. The lady was like, you got to watch Mad Men, you're going to love it. And I'm like, I'm not watching this fucking 1950s fuckboy, fucking booze bag, wife beating shit, dude. I don't give a fuck about Don Draper. Yeah.
Mad Men is another one that I'm going to make us watch. We've never seen it, but I'm bringing it to the table. Like but then she brings like Handmaid's Tale to me, and it's like, have we not been together 13 years? Like,
yeah.
Let me know.
It's a solid show. It's at least the first 2 or 3 seasons. It's compelling. It's a thriller. Also a very slow burn, though. You know, it's very season 1 House of the Dragon, season 1 Game of Thrones, where it's slow. Although Game of Thrones is a little bit more.
Once again, the ability to binge watch, I feel, does help that.
Yes, it should speed it up a little bit. But it's very dark, dude. Like just the content of it is, you know, you're living in a nightmare world where the fucking, you know, the alt-right has taken over. You know, not even the alt-right have taken over all of America. And, women are just, it's legal for women to just get raped all day and
so it is an alternative universe then.
Yes.
It's not meant to be real world. Okay.
It's not meant to be us, exactly. But like, yeah, it's a nightmare version of our world. And it's about, you know, the plight of these broads. And you can't, listen, watching women get raped all day long is even if you're a fucking cold bastard like myself, it starts to take a toll. You're like, Jesus Christ, man. Fucking goddamn it, dude. How am I supposed to
actually, rape scenes are like the one scene in movies and TV shows that I'd just skip over.
Bang, bang,
yeah, well, you don't want to skip over the whole goddamn show. No, it's not all that. But it's
every scene, every episode, right?
It's just it's unsettling, you know. After the fucking umpteenth time, she's got a fucking, you know, the husband that owns her is forcing himself on her. You're like, okay, all right, show.
Am I supposed to feel guilty for being a white man?
Yeah. Thank
That's the
you.
Central theme.
Oops, didn't mean to follow. Well, too bad you did it.
It sounds like a troll name.
It is. This is 100% troll, and we're here for it. Appreciate the follow.
Oops.
How many of you guys are playing?
You didn't mean?
Mean? Thank you. Handmaid's Tale I found way too bleak. And yeah, you know the thing is, the reason why we stopped watching it is because, listen, a little bleakness I get, dude. I could be down for a little bleakness. You know, listen, some of my favorite movies are bleak. Blade Runner 2.
Yeah, a Blade Runner movie, but I will argue there is a difference in the bleakness. Like, one is a dystopian, like, sci-fi bleakness, and then the other one is are you ready for your daily raping?
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
You want to be called Oops or Follow?
Yeah.
Troll? No, I'm Michael.
Fight Club is a bleak movie. Right? Fucking damn.
Ooh,
any David Fincher movie is bleak. Christopher Nolan movies run bleak. Denis Villeneuve movies, like what's that one? Signs. No, it's not Signs. Is it Signal?
No,
what the
that's,
fuck? No, that's fucking M. Night
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. What's the Denis Villeneuve one with Amy? That ginger. Amy Adams. Seven, also fucking bleak. Another David Fincher movie.
So yeah, Seven's hardcore.
Arrival.
Although,
Arrival
you know
is
what?
the word was a movie I'm thinking of.
With Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy
I never
Renner
saw
and
that.
Amy Adams.
How was it?
Excellent fucking movie. Maybe one of Denis Villeneuve's
really?
best. It's up there with the Blade Runner movie. It is a perfectly insular story. It's compelling, but again, it's bleak and sad. So I could be down. I'm down for bleak and sad, but like, there's only so much you could take in a TV show where it's just relentless, where it got to the point where it's like you're almost like you've been beaten so much by watching the show. It leaves you in such a state of despair that you don't want to pick it up anymore. Like, you don't want to pick it up anymore. You don't want to pick it up anymore. You don't want to turn it on because you know you're going to feel bad after watching it, and you're going to feel bad about watching every episode. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie The Road, based off of the depressing book?
No, I have
That
not.
movie's just from top to bottom. Once again, I mean, there's also, I think, to your point, there's a line, right? Like the movie Children of Men is an
Yeah.
amazing movie,
Oh,
but it's dark
incredible.
and depressing as fuck.
Clive Owen, great job.
Oh, that whole movie's, I mean, I think movies like that don't get enough credit because those are the type of movies where I would even argue to action fans to go see it.
Yeah.
Because the action, even though there's not a ton that's in it, is so well done that the surrounding story and writing is acted and so well done that, like, I think people who are closed off into certain categories need to explore more in movies. I'm a huge movie guy, you know that. So like,
yeah.
I watch a lot of shit that you probably wouldn't expect I watch. I've openly said that, like, my guiltiest of movie pleasures is fucking kung fu movies, old
Awesome.
kung fu movies.
Dude, that opening scene to Children of Men with that small spoiler alert, as he's watching the news, that just surprise bomb that goes off
Yeah.
and just fucking dust everywhere. People are fucking running around missing arms and shit.
You know what movie surprisingly had a good job of that in the opening as well was the movie The Kingdom with Jamie Foxx.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And it's all about they're in Iraq or Afghanistan, and it's essentially the government housing for wives and whatever of soldiers, whoever's there, because they're stationed there. And basically, it starts off with a suicide bomber getting in, but the way it's filmed is quite incredible. And that's another movie where most of the movie is just kind of a drama, but that scene is like the centerpiece. It's Saudi Arabia. Okay. Yeah, that scene is the centerpiece, and it's really an impressively shot scene.
What?
Also, I mean, another movie where the acting is well done, and it's just the surrounding movie really does support the amazing opening.
What's the Jamie Foxx Tom Cruise movie where he's an assassin?
Collateral, one of my favorite movies, dude.
Collateral, man.
Tom Cruise in that movie is legitimately a fucking badass.
Yeah, no, you never questioned for a second that he's a fucking
Jamie Foxx, to his
killer.
credit, does everything he can not to be a legitimate badass in that movie. And I think he, in real life, is kind of a real badass. So,
yeah.
No, yeah, that movie, I remember when that came out, they had to talk about how they all had to wear earplugs, and it was hard to hide them in filmmaking because they used real guns.
Oof.
So, like, when you see him firing whatever gun he's firing, I don't
That's
remember what it
right.
was.
I remember.
It's a real weapon. He did extensive training.
He trained for that. Learned how to shoot quick.
He was the original John Wick, and they don't honestly give him credit for it. Like, he was one of the first guys that took it, like,
serious.
Beyond just, I need to know how to point the gun.
Right, because of course he would. He takes his craft incredibly seriously.
He's a perfectionist, I'd argue, in everything he does. I don't think there's a single thing Tom Cruise does in his life that he doesn't do 100%. Like, if Tom Cruise says today, I'm going to learn how to paint a beautiful portrait, he does not stop until he knows how to paint a beautiful portrait. The man learned how to play guitar for Rock of Ages for 15 seconds of solo.
Insane. That guy's on some next level shit. Cruise did all his own shooting, and he was really that quick. Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, he's like I said, John Wick came out, and Keanu Reeves deserves a lot of credit, but Tom Cruise is kind of the OG of doing your own stunts and fucking shit up and hurt. I mean, look at one of the last Mission Impossible. He broke his fucking knee or ankle
doing that jump.
And the whole scene is he's supposed to get up and keep running, and he does to finish the shot.
I saw that. You see him hit that ledge hard.
Yeah, and he's got that limp, but he's pushing.
God.
Fucking dude's got a pain tolerance, man.
Fucking animal, man. That's what happens when they keep telling you you're the Messiah every day.
You know, when they load you up with a greenodrome every day. Here you go, Mr. Cruise.
Fresh baby's blood.
Yes, your daily Scientology shipment has arrived. Dude, I would love, like, to just see an interview of him, because I don't know if there's many interviews where he talks about Scientology, oddly enough.
No fucking
Which
way.
is odd, considering he's, like, their biggest marketing piece.
It's because I think he knows that people fucking are freaked out by that shit.
It does beg the question of, like, is he just one of these dudes that practices clean living and he's got the unlimited amount of money to stay in amazing shape?
He's got no microplastics in him. So
like, does he just drink water that's filtered through a geyser, then filtered through a helicopter ride somehow? Like,
Yeah, oh yeah.
I need to know his secret because him and Paul Rudd.
Oh, Paul Rudd made a deal with the devil.
He had that during Clueless. He's like, let me look like this forever.
In Ghost Protocol production meeting, they said this is where the stuntman does the stunt, and his response was Tom Cruise doesn't use stuntmen or something like that, or something like Tom Cruise is the stuntman.
I want an entire movie based around his Tropic Thunder character, damn it, where he's like an action hero but in the fat suit.
I wonder if Tom Cruise gets respect from the stuntmen that do this shit.
Dude, I think he leads them. Like, I think he's the stunt coordinator, much like Jackie Chan used to be.
Wow. Just like, yeah, let's do
Like, I
this.
think he's the top guy in the stunt realm, in like when it comes to his shit at least. But I mean, then you like, if you look at behind the scene interviews about Mission Impossible with Henry Cavill, they all talk about how Tom Cruise is the leader. Like that he decides the fight scenes, he coordinates, he works with you. Like, so I'm gonna assume he's like in his movies which he produce, he's probably got a lot of fucking sway. Which he produces every movie he's in at this point.
Well, listen, I've watched the last handful of Mission Impossibles in the theater in IMAX, and they are a treat.
Dude, that helicopter shootout scene at the end of whatever that one was with Henry Cavill, that scene is fucking awesome.
Insane. Off the edge of a cliff. I didn't know what was real. I was dude, how about that one where they're in Dubai on that giant ass building at the very fucking tippy top?
Yeah, the things he does, like whether you hate him or love him, you got to give him credit. He's got balls of fucking steel.
Dude.
Like, is there anything that gets to that guy?
Right, dude. Imagine you're you're just like dangling off the side of the fucking tallest building in the world, and it feels like you're on top of a mountain. Just.
Well, the funny thing is, Yoji, is Mission Impossible 2 is the worst Mission Impossible made.
The production meeting was about Dubai. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, because
that Mission Impossible movie was the last movie that Tom Cruise made that was trying to appeal to young audiences. If you look at the movies he's made, he never made another movie after that had any bullshit Metallica songs, any Limp Bizkit making it.
Limp Bizkit,
like that movie.
that.
I personally like both that Metallica and the Limp Bizkit theme song for it.
Yeah.
But like, if you look at the
that.
movies he made after that movie, he stopped trying to appeal to a young audience and just made movies. He like Minority Report came after that.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla
Great
Sky
movie.
for me was a miss.
I
didn't like Vanilla Sky.
I liked it. But
I never saw the Stanley Kubrick Eyes Wide Shut. I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
I didn't like that one all that much.
Or if I did, I don't remember.
When I was
much.
young, man, I maybe didn't get it at the time.
I have to watch Vanilla Sky as an adult because I haven't watched it in a long time. I was working at Blockbuster. Well, I was an adult, but this is like 15 years ago. So I got to give it another shot, and maybe it'll change my opinion. Much like I did Ant-Man yesterday, which I loved. The whole little toy train fight scene had my wife and I laughing.
So fucking funny.
Just like it goes for the train to hit him, and then it's just a little car just tink, and it falls over.
Oh man.
Also, why did they call that movie Edgar Wright's Ant-Man? He only wrote it. He didn't direct it.
Well, interesting story behind that. He was on the track to direct it and write it, and it was going to be completely one of his things. However, Feige stepped in and shut down Wright. Wright had all the ideas to make it one of his movies, like the Hot Fuzz kind of thing.
Okay.
It was gonna feel kind of like a Tarantino feels like a Tarantino film. He was gonna make this Edgar Wright film feel like an Edgar Wright film. And Feige told him no. Now nobody knows exactly what happened, but whatever it was, he wasn't playing nice with the Marvel toys, is what the allegations are. So they swapped him out. So although he
had an independent story, or an independent image he wanted to do instead of another whitewash Marvel movie.
Right. He wanted to do something that wasn't the part of the Marvel.
Stylistic.
Yeah. So he was making changes.
Marvel is starving for that. They're looking for it. Look at Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night. Look at the Eternals, which sucks, but at least they tried. I see, like, they try to do something different.
That. I've watched clips. I don't really want to watch.
It doesn't feel like a Marvel film, which is nice in some ways, that it's a deviation from the norm, but also it sucks because it just is not a good film.
Well, isn't the problem no matter like if it doesn't feel like a Marvel product at some point you start to go like when does this become a Marvel movie?
Right. Well, because now Marvel movies have a much more of an expectation to them. You expect.
I will say, you do seen the brothers who did the Avengers and all that. They're genius in cinematic filmmaking, starting with Captain America 2, but Civil War as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We just started Civil War last night after Ant-Man, and I mean I love the Gray Man. I'm one of those dudes that I think it's visually eye candy and it's a fun movie,
Sure.
which they directed as well.
Eternals is such a cookie cutter bullshit. I just thought it was just. I see what Chloe Zhao was trying to do, but it just for me it wasn't a good fit. So I like what Taika Waititi did in his first Thor movie, Ragnarok. It felt like a fun yet acceptable departure from the Marvel, which I think the best Marvel films are the ones where, whether it be the Russo brothers, whether it be Taika Waititi, whether it be James Gunn in the Guardians of the Galaxy, where they take the Marvel universe and they're able to just put enough of their spin on it. I liked the Multiverse of Madness, and I liked the elements that Sam Raimi brought to the table. You saw a lot of his horror influences in certain scenes, not the whole thing. Personally, I think I would have loved it if they gave him even more leeway, if it was even more Raimi, if it even leaned into
like 100% Raimi product.
Not like, not like a full-blown...
Not Drag Me to Hell.
Right. Not like, we didn't need Bruce Campbell to be the full protagonist. But I wish it had a little bit more. Like, if it was like 20% Raimi, I feel like you could have bumped that up to like 40% Raimi. But all that considered, some of my favorite Marvel movies are the ones where you have a distinct feel for the director, yet it's clear that it takes place within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's the best of both worlds. And the Chloe Zhao Eternals project, it was a miss. It was a miss. She did too much with the like 14 some odd fucking characters that they had to introduce to, that they had to introduce.
So
yeah.
Is it a big deal to you, the ending twist that deviates heavily from the comics?
So when it comes to comic book deviation, I don't care.
But it's a 100% deviation though. And how does that impact the future stories of these characters within the Marvel universe if it's that big of a deviation, I guess is the question.
Well, I think Marvel as a cinematic universe, it's built upon not necessarily just the stories. I would argue it's more so built upon the backs of the characters themselves. So I'm happy as long as the characters are staying true to who they've told us that they are, and which is based off who they are in the comic books. I'm fine with them fucking around with the stories. Matter of fact, I like it when they fuck around with stories, because as a person who's read a lot of the stories that they do versions of, I like that I don't know where the fuck this is going. So when they deviate and they mix things up and they change things, it doesn't really bother me that much. As long as it's good. As long as it's not a deviation for just deviation's sake, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, and the characters go against what we've seen them to be, like in Game of Thrones, right? That last season, the characters are behaving in ways in which we've never seen them behave before, and it doesn't make any sense, and it takes you out of the story. So as long as Marvel doesn't do that, I'm still on board.
So, like, I think the one example I could think of would be the Watchmen's deviation.
Oh God, the TV show?
No, the movie compared to the end of the graphic novel.
Oh, I see. You talking about the squid?
The alien? Yeah, the alien not being the actual protagonist.
Right,
like, they changed that completely for the movie.
Right.
Some people were hot about that too.
I know that's a deviation that they did. I don't know why. It seems... What's irritating about that is it seems like it was an unnecessary deviation. Making Dr. Manhattan the villain rather than the space squid be the villain. It seems like it's a step down. You still have at the end, what it doesn't bother me as much, because at the end you still achieve the same results where not much has changed. It just, you swapped out one big bad for another, but it all still makes sense, right? Ozymandias bringing the world together, killing millions of people, having people suffer, having people band together against a common threat. All that stuff still holds true. But now it's Dr. Manhattan instead of a giant alien. It's just, you kind of wonder why. It seems like a step down from, it's one of those things, Matt, where if you get the same results, why even bother fucking changing it to begin with? So I think that's the thing.
Especially when so much of that movie was basically transcribed from the novel.
Right. Of all the things to deviate from, why this? If you're not changing the ending entirely for something that is better, which would be blasphemy for this film because of what you just said, everything is loyal to the original blueprint made by Alan Moore. Why this? Yoji says they changed it because they thought it wouldn't be sellable. Alan Moore said it was probably as close as it was going to be to the comic book on film. One of whom studies directing but dropped out and became the most successful person from his film class. Typical, each character color-coded like the Power Rangers and trying to pander to as many groups and minorities as possible. Wow. See, if that's truly what it was, that they're just like, we need every shade of the fucking rainbow in our Marvel movie. So we're going to introduce the Eternals and people are going to love them.
Go the Eternals.
Yeah. Well, then that blew up in their fucking faces. Cause it's up there with Captain Marvel as being one of the worst Marvel films out there.
I think what is Thor 4? I think is according to fans up there too now.
People hate that Thor movie.
We haven't made it to that one yet, but I am eager to watch it.
It's not great. It's a mid-level Marvel movie. It's a lot of Marvel movies are just kind of, you're just like, oh, okay, that was a movie. That was a Marvel movie. And then you just go on about your day. Black Panther, honestly, is one of those fucking movies where it's like, oh, okay, that was a movie that Marvel made us.
It does look like with the new one, they're going for more of a cinematic approach.
Which I'm here for. I'm down with. People are, certain segments of the fandom, rather, are very upset about the Namor changes, them making him indigenous Mexican, I think.
Something like that. I thought people were also complaining because he doesn't look anything like the character as far as physique.
Right. He doesn't look. He's like apparently he's got a dad bod that people don't like. He's got a dad bod.
What's his face from What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
Fucking guy.
That's as close as a comment you're gonna get from Alan Moore. That's exactly right, dude. Alan Moore, man, that guy is one of the most unhappiest men I've ever seen. But I get why, right? DC Universe, they murdered his passion for comics. Black Panther was still entertaining and moved from one scene to another without getting too boring. I didn't think Ragnarok was boring. I would say Ragnarok is just...
I love Ragnarok.
Not Ragnarok. Love and Thunder is childish, is what it is. It's very
too goofy. There's not enough levity.
It's so goofy that it doesn't allow you to breathe in any of the fucking scenes. I think Love and Thunder highlights one of Marvel's glaring issues with their movies, and it's that sometimes you have to shut the fuck up with the jokes. Like, I get it, right? In some movies it works. Ant-Man fucking is basically a comedy. But you don't have anyone dying of cancer in Ant-Man unless memory serves. No one had stage 4 cancer in that movie. I might be mistaken.
In what movie?
Ant-Man.
No, not even old ass Michael Douglas who had cancer in real life had cancer in the
There it is. So you're allowed some levity. Not in Thor Ragnarok, man. They were dealing with really, really gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching issues in that film, and yet it's just yuck jokes the whole way, and it does a real disservice to the film. That is my biggest issue there, and I think we talked about this before. I think I'm able to have a laugh and enjoy myself So I found a lot of I find a lot of Taika Waititi's humor to be very funny, even if it is outrageous and weird and corny. As you know, I'm a big fan of his work and What We Do in the Shadows. I loved his Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah. I'm a fan of his too.
Yeah.
I mean, Ragnarok I loved as well.
Yes. But like I said, it's Ragnarok turned up to 11. And it's kind of unnecessary. And you waste... That's the other thing, man. By doing that, by allowing it to be just joke, even inappropriately so, you waste some of the biggest moments in the Thor... Listen, the Lady Thor saga, and even Thor's story. His love of Jane Foster and what it means to kind of let her go as she dies a hero's death. There's so much going on. And then when you pair that with the Gore the God Butcher, who is a anti-villain of sorts, whereas, you know, he's not just your run-of-the-mill villain of the week. He actually has some real gravitas, and there's some real character development in this villain. He can be almost sympathetic. It's a very Killmonger-esque villain, where you're meant to, like a Magneto, right? Where you're meant to almost sympathize with him to a certain degree. You're meant to understand where he's coming from, even if you don't necessarily agree with his methods to how he's you know, dealing with his loss. It falls short of what it could have been because of that tonal disparity. So I get why people are upset.
So it's just kind of like joke. She's got cancer. Joke.
Yeah, dude. And then I don't want to go into the Gore the God Butcher stuff because I know you haven't seen the movie yet, but it's, you know, it's trauma, hardcore trauma. Joke. And it's like, dude, you're wasting. I'm like, you're wasting your Christian Bale.
I was gonna say that. Isn't that the biggest, like, the saddest part of it is you had Christian Bale finally in a Marvel movie, and you gave it to a joke movie.
I know. That's what really does the most disservice. You could have had him play anything. You could have, if it would have been a movie that got acclaimed and his performance was acknowledged. He's such an incredible,
sign on for multiple fucking movies and had him in the universe.
Such an incredible actor, man. He's so remarkable, and he does what he can. He lifts as much as he can with what, you know.
Well, instead you have him in interviews going, "I didn't join any fucking universe. I was in a movie."
Yeah. Well, why would you be? You know?
Yeah, when that movie is being compared to Thor 2, which was the shit heap of Marvel.
Yeah. It's a...
You know, which I haven't seen it. It's, you know, I mean, and that's the thing is, I guess, the question is how much are you going to allow the eye candy of the movie to override the goofiness? Dude, also, it does kind of, if you have a movie where Thor is that goofy, then all of, like, remember when the first Thor movies came out and the Avengers was out and it was like, Thor's the strongest Avenger, bro. Like, all of that seems to have been stripped from his character.
Yeah, no, all of the, like, all of the original Thor stuff, which, I don't mind Thor the comic relief. That doesn't really bother me as much. I know there are a lot of diehard Thor fans who just, they hate it, right? They want a Thor that's more akin to the Thor from the comic books, more akin to the Thor that we received in the first two Thor movies. You know, it was it was lots of depth and drama, and he's almost Shakespearean in many ways, rather than just the kind of the butt of the joke, the, you know, borderline retard. I don't mind him, but I don't mind him being a silly, goofy, comedic character. But I will say, just because I think, like Jojo Rabbit, if he had managed to thread that needle again, where you're dealing with something horrible and traumatic, but through the eyes of something lighthearted, I think it would have done. But he didn't do that, right? I don't know if he was phoning it in, or was disinterested, or just wasn't able to hit it in the writing. But he did not. This is like Jojo Rabbit if it was done the wrong way. You know, if you know, the scene where one of his loved ones dies at the hand of the Nazis, there's a fucking clown that comes out and does a couple of honks and then slips on a banana peel. It's just a.
It's so Terrifier 2 meets Marvel.
It's just a. He missed the mark, man. He missed the mark, and people were upset.
And then I don't know. I agree with Yoji. I thought Fat Broken Thor was funny in the right way. And also depressing in the right way.
Yeah.
But the problem I have is like the response to the backlash. Instead of going, you know what, maybe I did make it a little too goofy. It's like, well, fuck you. I'm not doing another Marvel movie.
There it is.
Like, I like Taiki Waititi, but like, I don't know. I think you can't. You can put you into a movie, but not at the sacrifice of the character, I think is the problem.
Yes. His mom telling him to forgive himself. That was a beautiful scene, by the way. I think that was a great view of a character who was kind of at his wit's end. And it's a very touching scene where he goes to grab his hammer, which doesn't exist in his time. Goes to grab his hammer to see if he is in fact still worthy, because he doesn't feel like he's worthy because he's suffering from a horrible depression and PTSD.
So I probably will have a tough time with that scene because of my dead mommy issues.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And like him dealing with his dead mother and dealing with his own sense of inadequacy and trauma, and, you know, him gaining all that weight. People didn't like that he gained all that weight, and that it was funny, but it was also really sad because, you know, it was comedy, but through
which I think, you know, in that movie specifically worked great.
Yeah.
Because on the contrary, like Thor was, yes, kind of the comedic relief, but also his storyline's very sad. Tony Stark, you know, he vocalizes his torment.
Yeah.
Thor didn't, and instead he ate himself into oblivion. So
Right.
like that concept you're correct, is incredibly sad, but also funny for the right purpose.
Yes. It was funny until
Because
it wasn't.
they wrote around. Well, I'm speaking of like Infinity War and
Right. Yeah. No,
Endgame
that's what I
and
mean. Like, you weren't laughing when he grabbed his hammer.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, that's exactly. It wasn't like, oh, this goofy fat ass is fighting. It was like, okay, Thor's back.
Yes. And it was beautiful. It almost like you feel your heart goes out to him. That juxtaposition between what it's funny and now it's not funny. Love and Thunder doesn't have that.
I can see that being a problem for people, because people do. I mean, I think it is fair to say that Marvel movies have grown up, the TV shows notwithstanding, but Marvel movies themselves did grow up a bit in subject matter. I think when you kill Stark, you know, I mean, look at Civil War. Civil War starts off with a terror, and what doesn't start, but the beginning half revolves around a terrorist bombing that kills the king of Wakanda. So like, you know, they did level up their game as far as, you know, how serious context they wanted to go in their movies. So in that realm, Thor 4 is a really a step backwards.
Yes.
It takes it back to the early days of there's never really a threat and it's all just shits and giggles.
It does feel, I don't want to say that Taika Waititi phoned it in, but he is not at his best. This is a... You could enjoy yourself while watching it, but it is not a... Yeah.
That begs the question to me, right? Because he hasn't been writing What We Do in the Shadows for 2 seasons.
Oh, shit.
So how much of his genius still exists in that realm if the products we are getting from him? I mean, Jojo Rabbit I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
But when you get Thor, this one, and people hate it, like, where is his direction going? Because What We Do in the Shadows is brilliant, and he co-wrote the first season entirely, and I think like half the episodes were the second season.
Oh.
And after that, it's been show writers. So like, maybe it's got something to do with his passion for the character. Maybe he had a passion for What We Do in the Shadows and lost his passion for Thor, and just kind of like, well, we're going to do what we want to do, and that's it. He was going through drama, divorce, and banging 2 women, one of which was wasn't it Clara Devine and the chick from Thor? What's her face?
He was banging some singer and Tessa Thompson.
No, I know it was based on a movie he did, but he did the movie and also wrote the first like season and a half, or co-wrote the first season and a half of the show as well.
Ah,
The movie's amazing as well. The whole
yes.
every time they accidentally hit an artery, and just blood is going everywhere. Rita Ora, yeah.
Rita Ora.
Yeah,
Thank
I mean,
you,
you know,
Scoops.
But I mean, I think in an industry like Hollywood, though, like the whole banging two chicks and all that, that's kind of like fucking par for the course, isn't it?
Dude, how we cannot not talk about the double standard. This is like on the heels of Me Too is still hot out of the oven. You spelled it wrong,
Well,
dickhead.
He's or
Anyway, what I'm getting at is you can't talk about Taika Waititi's what do you want to call it?
polyamorous lifestyle.
Polyamorous lifestyle. The heels of Me Too, he's hooking up with two ladies at the same time. Who cares? One of them happens to be a woman who's directly working under him as the director.
Yeah, there's no power struggle there.
It's like, wait. Hold the fuck on. Time the fuck out.
He did marry her though,
Did he marry Rita Ora?
according to Yoji.
All right, but did he marry? But he didn't marry Tessa Thompson, who got caught on camera making out with.
Yeah, she's the one that's in Thor, right?
Yes,
I think the whole thing was there was known they had a relationship.
right. But like, what I'm getting
And
at
at
is
the time,
like,
at the time, everybody defended him too. It was like, well, what's wrong with that? I mean, if it's all consensual.
right. But it's like, wait. So when they do it, it's all consensual. You don't hear a peep about people about power dynamic or anything. But when other instances of people who were definitely in other power dynamics, similar power dynamic, what do we want to call that? Parasocial relationships. That's fine.
Well, you also have the double standard between the men and women too. Like Dane Cook takes shit because, admittedly, it's kind of gross, but his girlfriend is like 25 years younger than him.
Right.
But nobody bats an eye when Kate Beckinsale fucks Pete Davidson.
Or Olivia Wilde fucks her employee, Harry Styles.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Look
dude's...
Look at the relationship between I can't remember his real life name, Kick-Ass, the guy who plays Kick-Ass, Quicksilver, Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, that guy.
His wife was a director. For one thing, I think she's 15 or 18 years older than him. Was a director on a movie he was in. They started fucking during the filming, and she ended up getting pregnant by him.
Hachi Machi. Yeah, no, that didn't come up in the Me Too movement. Matthew, what the hell? It's almost as if people have double standards.
You know, I'm starting to think that the whole Elon Musk Twitter thing has really opened my eyes.
Yeah, I think I'm finally seeing clearly now.
How long do you think until the $8 thing is in pop culture, where the new troll is anytime somebody bitches on the internet, they just get told $8?
God, I gotta say, man, that fucking $8 thing is fucking hysterical, man. Dude.
Well, he also posts fucking memes. He posted a meme where it's Starbucks coffee and then it's the, you know, the character of like the sheep, and it's not sheep, but the, you know, the
NPC.
Face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like $6 Starbucks happy, $8 for per month Twitter angry, and it's like he's got a point.
Yeah.
They're kind of hoot and hawing about nothing.
They pay $8 for every other fucking thing. But
like, don't get me wrong, I don't love Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but if you're like huge into Twitter, you've essentially been using a service for free. So like now you're mad, and I also wonder how much of it is like, how dare he let everybody have a blue check mark?
Yeah. Hey, that's our thing. We paid $15K
Also,
for this.
If you, right, I would be pissed if I was those dudes. Like, you fucking, do I get a refund? No, because that was a backhanded employee that.
Yeah, no, you were extorted.
Yeah. But like, apparently there's going to be other benefits. Like, he's not just saying $8 for, and that's one of the problems I have with when commentators talk about it. They only focus on $8 for the blue check mark. He is saying that there's other benefits with it, and he's already listed a few. Once again, I'm not a big Twitter guy, so none of it really appeals to me. I'm thinking about doing it just for the shits and gigs.
And let's also highlight. Welcome back, John. Let's also highlight the fact that he's not removing Twitter. It's not like you can only use Twitter if you've got the blue check mark. You can still do all the same shit you could do. The platform is still free. It's just if you want more amenities, if you want more goodies, you get. It's like the Hulu thing. You get Hulu with ads or without ads, baby.
Well, that's part of it. If you're blue check mark, you receive 50% of the ads, and the ads that you receive, according to him, are going to be actually targeted for you and useful.
There you go. Which again, I have no issue with, man. I still fucking idiots though. I know what to do. He's releasing this, and we're just gonna fucking pretend we're him.
Well, the problem is it goes beyond logical bitching. Like, you don't hear people bitching like, $8, I'm not paying that because it's money. You're hearing people go, $8, he's trying to monetize free speech. This is the end of democracy. And it's like, whoa, wait, can we just take it back a second?
Yeah, how the fuck those two things don't correlate, dickhead? You can still you can still use the platform, man. They're so hyperbolic. They make it seem like, ugh, you know, he's like the fucking Gestapo. He's coming in. You better pay him, or you won't be able to type on your fucking iPhone keyboard anymore.
Also, Twitter is not a public utility. He could charge you whatever the fuck he wants to use his platform. Whether you use it at that point is up to you.
Right.
But if he wanted to say, hey, it's a $10 subscription fee, $10 for the year to use Twitter at all,
yes,
that's his prerogative.
He could. I mean, and yeah, it would be a dumb business move, and most people would fucking leave, myself included.
Yeah, nobody would be on Twitter anymore.
Yeah. God. It's just, but, you know, listen, man. People can't stand him, so any excuse to fucking shit on the dude. Which, by the way, man, I said this before. I said this plenty of times. I'm not in the business of fucking simping for multi-billionaires. At the end of the day, I don't give a shit what he does or doesn't do. But I do love that he's fucking trolling people like AOC and the other verified dickheads. I love the fucking shut up and pay me.
They're getting treated the same way Twitter's been treating. I'm not trying to get political, but been treating a certain sect of the Twitter audience.
Yes.
Facebook does it too, but they just can't stand that somebody who, and I don't think like Musk is really a Trump guy or anything either.
No.
Like, I think he's just tired of stupidity, and he's got money and he knows it, so he's using it to fuck with people. Also, I think he's actually trying to get Twitter to be a profitable fucking business too.
Well, listen, man, we talked about it a ton this stream. They ran that platform into the ground, dude. They took all of the opportunity that platform had to build it to be something that could fight with Facebook, Instagram. They had TikTok before it was TikTok, and they didn't do anything with it. They just let it fucking die. So,
which, by the way, some of the funniest content that you even see come up now was Vine content.
Yeah.
Marlon Webb, who I follow, who doesn't really do anything anymore, he became one of those dudes who just posts others' videos and does like a, wow, that was crazy. I hate those people.
Gross.
But he used to, on Vine, was like the king, in my opinion, of fucking funny little shorts. And like, people like him were made on Vine. And I don't understand how Vine died and you have things like Instagram and YouTube shorts and TikTok popping up. It's like, well, they did something stupid.
John Amore in the voice chat.
What's going on?
What a treat. What what brings you in here today, bud?
I'm just doing some late night work.
Okay. Hey,
Don't let me interrupt.
No, not at all. That's right. Late night Johnny doing late night work. I thought you went to bed.
Nah, dude, I'm on that catch-up crunch. My favorite cereal.
And what does it taste like?
That sounds awful.
Like
awful.
Pain. Like pain and suffering.
It's got a tomato base.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, John.
But luckily, Webtoon had the decency to put Urban Animal on hold until I can catch up. So they're not complete slave drivers, you know?
There it is. Also, you're a POC, man, so you could really tell them what's what.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate to
actually get a voice and scholarships.
Yeah, I hate to have to blast on Twitter that you guys are really making me work a little bit more.
First of all, they've never done that.
Be a shame.
They've always done right by me.
It'd be a real shame if somebody leaked to certain websites that yeah, slave master vibe going on at this platform.
Hashtag.
God, I can see people doing that. Extortion is the name of the game, Johnny. I don't know if you knew that.
And also, smartly, I doubled up on commissions to prepare for Christmas like a madman.
Ooh.
Complete idiot.
What are, oh god, dude, are people any requests that you're into that people were like, hey, could you draw, you know, Pee Wee Herman? And you're like, oh man, Pee Wee, I'd love to.
They're all pretty fun. The one annoying thing, and I could have said no, but the money was okay. I could have said no, but they requested a Hulk, but not just any Hulk. They want a Hulk transformation sequence.
Oh god, dude, that's like a multi-pronged drawing, is it? That's the strange.
It's 4-in-1.
Yeah. Oh, that's a clever fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So there's that.
There's that you got going on. How's the lady? How's
Lady's
Mrs.
good.
Mrs. Amore?
Doing well.
Mrs. Amore.
What's up, Maddie?
Matt went to go pee-pee.
Oh, he did?
Okay.
I don't like when Matt goes quiet just because I'm here.
He's just biding his time like a cheetah. Like a cheetah in the jungle.
This is a very detailed piece, Michael.
Have you played? Yeah, no. You know what, man? I haven't done a full-blown, detailed piece like this in a while.
Not in a while, no.
So yeah, no. You know, listen, man. You can only draw so many ladies in lingerie looking at the camera like they want to suck a dick.
Not enough, I don't think.
Yeah. You know, eventually you got to see. You know, hey, can I actually draw? Can I draw something that looks nice? That remains to be seen, but we're trying.
that was my next question. Where are we at on that?
we're climbing. We're still mid-climb. What was I going to say? Oh, have you been playing?
I like this little baby man. This little baby man on the right.
Yeah, it's you know, listen, man. You got to add weird, freaky shit to get people going. It's like, what is that?
Me, I think. That's me, and that's you on the left.
Here, I'll. All right, you know what? There's only one thing to do now. I gotta. I'm just gonna write John. I'm gonna write J0N on the side of this thing.
Oh, clever.
Yep, that's the one word I've heard used to describe me once, just now, by you. Dude, have you gotten any competitive matches in?
A couple, but only for placements. I haven't barely any time, and I don't have the bandwidth, the mental bandwidth to actually go full comp right now.
So he wasn't even trying when he played with us, Mike. That's how good
I
he is.
know, dude. I've started to get decent at Zarya. I actually sent a screenshot to Matt. I got like a
that's like your new main.
Yeah, man. It's she is yet to be nerfed, so her and Sombra are nightmares right now to deal with. Because
Dude, Sombra is the bane of my every time I'm Moira, I'm just like I'm going
it's
after the Sombra.
dude, not just you. She's the bane of everyone's existence because she could perma hack you essentially.
She's getting nerfed.
Yeah, she's
that hacking shit, bro.
She's getting nerfed. Zarya's getting nerfed. But I thought I was telling Matt earlier what's nice about hey, look at that. That's a cool little designation on it.
It's me.
I like the idea.
John 6000.
I like the idea of Moira's getting a buff. Oh man, she's really.
Oh, I'm gonna be extra deadly with her. Play the game, here I come again.
Dude, DPS Moiras are no joke. Like if they could walk that tightrope of doing damage and not letting their team hang out to dry, which unfortunately some Moiras do. Not Matt. Matt's pretty on the ball, doing a little bit of both.
Sometimes I fuck up and forget that I can heal as well. I will say I did get to the point where my heals and damage by the end of the match were both in like the 7,000 range. Like they were very
Yeah.
even.
That's no, that's excelente, friend. I just I wish more and more is. I can't tell you how many times I've seen more is play it like they're the tip of the spear. Like it's me.
Oh,
I'm
God,
on the
yeah,
front lines.
They just
Edge of the
rush
knife.
right into the front.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, come kill me, assholes!" And then they get killed.
It's like, dude, you know you're like you've got like 100 HP, man. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You need somebody to heal you.
Yeah, no. I remember
I feel
even
like
yeah.
I feel like I already know the answer to this, but Michael, do you play any healers? You?
I play Lucio.
Ooh.
I play a pretty decent
I-
Lucio. Like when we played
I assumed wrong.
when we played I had to do an all rolls queue for like 10 and I had to get like 10 wins under all rolls, so I was forced to play support like for round after round. So I got pretty good at using this controller with the paddles underneath. So what I could do was I could simultaneously jump and spin around the the point while shooting. So I jump and spin and jump and spin and jump and spin and shoot.
I didn't
and
think
boop.
of that, dude. The last time you and I played, Overwatch wasn't even crossplay yet.
No.
So you were nerfed. You were
I
playing
was-
on keyboard and mouse.
Keyboard mouse is what I use to play Soldier and Reinhardt a little bit. I got a little bit of that in there, and I was terrible at it. But now with this controller and these paddles, it's actually, dude, as Lucio, I was able to hold on to points, not indefinitely, but he is such a bitch to hit when he's moving
Yeah.
hard like that. Unless you've got like somebody who could do like an AoE attack, you're missing. You're missing
Yeah,
most of the
Junkrat, yeah.
shots. Yeah. So there was a few moments where I was able to hold the point until my team res without giving it up to the alternative team, which was fun. And I actually got, for the most part, because he's mostly heals, I was able to do enough like area of effect healing to get top heals.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lucio is my main healer. I have yet to learn Moira, although I'd like to learn Moira because Moira can be both heals and damage. I try to do Baptiste. He's fucking horrible. He doesn't do enough healing or damage. I'm not, the problem is I'm not as good enough of a sharpshooter. His gun is like a nerfed soldier's gun. Lots of reloading.
Man. So if you don't like the aim heavy healers, you must hate Anna, who is my best healer.
I would never. Because I've killed her a ton, and I know how immobile she is.
Yes.
If I come across her, what I'll do is, honestly, dude, what I try to do is I try to windmill her away from the team so nobody can get to her. And just if I can get enough windmill on her as Orisa, just one spear will do. A spear and a windmill, and that's all Ana. Just. I will say Ana's a good Ana will get heals of the game and nobody will realize what the fuck she's doing.
For sure. I was looking at old clips that I had saved, especially from when you and I played together. And I have a lunar colony game that's saved where I solo capped the first point as Anna.
Oh my god, dude.
And I think I'll send that to you when I can render it to a smaller file.
Hysterical.
Sometimes.
Yeah, man. I got a few rounds in with Volpsy last night, and oh, Matt, dude, I showed you. I played Arcade for the first time.
Did you get any maps that we haven't already played?
Played Arcane.
Arcade. Arcade is, dude. It was 5v5, except the only maps that they were playing on the 5v5 were hold the point or capture the point. So that was fun because of those. I don't like the escort maps.
You don't like the robot? I like the robot one.
You know what? I don't love them just because it's so chaotic.
Well, what it is the attack points change and the directions change, so you need to To get good at those maps, you need to orient yourself properly with
Yeah.
their spawn points.
You know what it is? The other thing is, if your team is complete, which is, it's quick play, so this is a given. When your team is just completely doing whatever the fuck they want, it just exacerbates that issue where it's like, well, everybody is just having their own singular battles around. So like even as a support or as a tank, which is like semi-support, like I'm like, I really do try to get in front of the squishies. Like I know what my role is. I'm the tip of the spear. I'm the fucking damage sponge. So like, let me get. Yeah, man. Let me get in front. I'm a big fat horse woman. Let me fucking get in front of you, DPS heals. Like let me take the punches in the face, so you guys can get them back. The feeding.
But no.
But like I can't do that if like all the DPS are just flanking and the healers are just batting back and forth, because then it's chaos. So I guess that's what it is. That makes it so frustrating. But arcade, shockingly enough, arcade was fun, dude. I won 7 games last night playing arcade with Volpsy and her friend as an attack Torbjorn. I was mostly Zara, but something about that, dude. I ended up in this lobby where everyone in there had at least a 3 social score. 3 and 4. It was the first time I ever played with a rank 4 social score team. So the healers were good. It was John, it was a dream, man. It was everybody on the team knew their role, did their role, waited to group up. It was maybe one of the best rounds I ever played. Also, it was the team comp, 2 heals, 3 tanks. But tanks do so much DPS now, whereas I was Zarya, somebody else was Orisa, somebody else was Diva. And we were able to focus, and I think there was a Moira. So like there was enough DPS on the map. I think it was a Moira Mercy. So there was enough DPS and heals on the map that we were able to go without a proper DPS.
Cool.
It was because Zarya melts. Orisa, if she's a good shot, can fuck up the squishies. And Diva, if she's dive bombing and knows how to use her weapons appropriately, yeah, no, they could fucking. It was nice, man. Dude, it was one of those things where you're like, fuck, man, I wish every game could be like this, just clean.
I haven't played much arcade.
Dude, the other thing is, I still don't know what the fuck the difference is between arcade and quick play, because it was a 5v5. Oh, you know what? All right, on quick play, anybody could choose quick play open role. Anybody could choose whatever the fuck role they want. You could have all heals or all DPS, and it was the same thing here.
There is an arcade mode that's unlimited, whatever. Like you could have 5 Reinhardts. But the other arcade mode, that's why I was wondering if they use like different maps or something.
Yeah, no,
I don't know what the difference is.
There was no different maps. It was just, I was shocked. It was no different maps, but the caliber of team was so much better. Now, it may have been a fluke, right? I may just like be talking this up and then you and I play later and it's all shit. And you're like, what the fuck, Dina Cola? You fucking lied to my face.
These guys are morons.
Yeah.
You see that?
We're playing with fucking I almost said a no word. Not worse than retard. We're playing with such and suches. Dina Cola, you lied to us.
These such and suches.
Quick play is called unranked now.
So according to this, just people around the thing have been saying that quick play when you want to actually see if you're good or not, arcade if you know you aren't good. So does that mean that like one is like easier?
Wow, maybe that's why we were able to fucking shred, because it's just people that don't know how to play yet. We were just fucking stomping them.
Yeah. I was about to say it's also the quality of the other players that's different in arcade.
Sounds good to me, John Moore.
I tend to stay away from the arcade and the open queue because it teaches you bad habits that you can't unlearn very easily for comp.
Oh, dude, it is. Well, we play with Matt's friends who are learning the game. We play open queue with them because they're still learning the various roles. It is
We also had when we had a full team, open queue only made sense.
right, and it was pretty rough. Because even if it was just me, Matt, and like one of his friends, the other team, that's like they didn't know that the comp was bad. They're like,
I didn't tolerate it either.
Yeah, it's Matt and I were talking about like dive comps and how you can have a teammate where the tank runs up on somebody, but everybody has to be able to do that, right? You need to have mobile heals, mobile DPS. You can't have half the team doing a dive comp like a diva and diva with a mercy on her, and then have like a bastion that's like creeping and crawling to the point, only to die because once they get there, your heals and shield have left, and now you're by yourself. Yeah,
I do want to point out that quick play is kind of a cesspool either way, because if you have people that never played Overwatch, apparently you don't get to play competitive in this one until you've got like 30 wins.
Oh, I see.
So like when we're in the quick play queues of any kind, those are people that range from brand new to seasoned and they want to farm. So like that is the difference. Like if you played Overwatch 1 at all, I presume you unlock quick play immediately, like when you first start.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But so apparently it's 50 quick play games you have to win. So okay, so the original Overwatch was you had to be, I think, ranked 50 to play competitive, and now it's 50 quick play game wins. So yeah, so when you're doing quick play, you could be getting great players or shit players, and it's by design. There is no other ranking besides that, I presume.
It's all about quick play is called unranked now. It's all about strategy and communication. It is, man. It really is, dude. It's the anti-Call of Duty, which is
it always has been.
Mike and I are all the time trying to coordinate our specials.
Dude, I will say this is funny. There was a moment yesterday as Zarya. I had both you and John in my head because I was pushing. I was pushing, dude, like I like to do. And in my head, I'm like, oh, back up. You're probably here by yourself, and I was, but I was able to like I was Zarya, so I was able to bubble up, which is one of the most awesome things about Zarya. You're able to bubble up, and then if they're going hard on you, once you get that 100% as Zarya, dude, it's like a fucking lightsaber. Like it is just,
for sure.
It is just, and this is so funny. I've been firing my fully charged laser beam at one enemy, and I've had other enemies run across my beam and die. Like it's that powerful. Like squishier targets, like an Ana or like a Diva out of her mech. But that's all it takes. Like a player that's hopping around just so happens to come across your beam at 100%. It's lights out. So it's great. Yeah.
You do hate Genjis.
Dude, dude,
Genji's the anti-Genji.
Watching a Genji try to like flippity flip ninja reflect the beam, like just knowing that they can't, but trying to by almost like instinct, just trying to reflect a thing that they can't reflect, and just eating that damage and having to scamper off like a bad little boy.
Yeah.
I fucking love it, dude.
A bad little baby boy.
So apparently,
yes,
Netflix is making a Gears of War movie.
Oh god, I hope it's not like I hope it's not like every anime movie that they've ever released.
Well, it's supposed to be they're gonna do an adult animated series and a live action movie.
Although the Netflix live anime adaptations have been trash, the Netflix anime has been pretty good, man. Castlevania, Cyberpunk. I know that was Trigger, but was it produced by Netflix?
It was.
Genji takes too much skill and they nerfed him.
Still rip you up if you're good at it, though. Fuck.
Oh, dude, if you're in a Bastion, you got a Genji that knows exactly how to counter.
See,
you'll
that's
get
why
shredded.
I like Junkrat. Because Junkrat can fuck up Genji. Because Genji doesn't have a ton of health. So the bombs that you throw, if you hit him twice with one, you're going to get him if he's not getting heals. That's why I like him against Genji, because he could block those when he does his thing, but he also can't do an attack at that point. So you just wait until the stupid spinny thing is done and you throw a bomb at him. And it shoots him away. Like, if he's all up in your face, you throw it and it pushes him back.
Does he get on all fours to shoot?
Well, he gets on his tank next.
It's almost like he's talking about... Is he talking about the cart titan?
He's talking about himself. He gets on all fours to shoot.
Cyberpunk wasn't done by Netflix. They have an exclusive to the studio isn't owned by them. No, I know it was Trigger that did it. I was wondering what level of input Netflix had on the series. Did you hear there isn't going to be a season 2, John?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
but
whoa. Whoa. Well, you've been busy. You've been a busy guy.
Does the story end in a spot where there can be a season 2? Let me phrase it like that.
I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah. And well, dude. Well, the other thing is, it's cyberpunk, right? So even if they did like an anthology or something, the next season, switch it up cast wise. It's such a beautiful world. It's such a not cat wise, John. It's such a beautiful world, man. It's such a fleshed out, beautiful Night City.
I have not watched.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
On my list.
You haven't watched Cyberpunk? Is that what you said?
Sandman.
Oh, Sandman. That's another one. John, did you watch
That's good. It's a good show.
Sando?
Yeah, I did.
You've read the series, if I remember correctly.
What was that?
You've read the series, the comic series, the graphic novel.
I have.
I knew it. John is a devout reader.
True. I've read many leather-bound books.
Yes. Many text. Many scrolls.
Smell of rich mahogany.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John just smells of book. Mahogany book. Sandman finally got approved for another season. What the fuck took him so long? Sandman was like all on the every social media app I saw. People were talking about excellent word of mouth. People couldn't believe how good it was. Even hypercritical movie reviewer types that I watch were pretty much, besides like some nitpicky stuff, pretty much no notes. Diehard
Probably
fans.
a money thing.
Yeah, Netflix is broke, baby.
Maybe the wallet that had the Sandman budget was the same wallet that had the Westworld budget. Oof. And they were like, one of these things has got to go.
How dare you? That's an HBO Max show, you animal. I love the Westworld world, but goddamn did they fucking not do right by that show. That's their own fault, man. Each season was progressively worse than the original. I love the direction they took season 3 in, because season 3 is legit like Blade Runner. Season 3, you get to see Aaron Paul as basically V from Cyberpunk 2077. It is so like, as a fucking person who loves that kind of shit, I was ecstatic to see this world with like.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is season 3 good?
Season 3 is good. If I thought it was, people shit on season 3. I rewatched it recently. I thought it was great. I thought it was, but you know what it is? It's not Westworld. That's like, if you love the
too different.
Yeah, if you like, well, just think about it, right? Westworld is basically Jurassic Park with androids in a Western amusement park. Season 3 is, like I said, it's Aaron Paul as V from Cyberpunk 2077, and and although there's similarities in and there's similarities in, God, I guess you could say the soul of the show, right? What it inevitably means. Again, it's always it's cyberpunk, so it's like, what does it mean to be human? It's the existentialism. What does it mean to be authentic? What makes something real, right? And the answer to the question is sometimes in the show, what is real is that which is irreplaceable, right? But then what does it mean when you could replace the once thought as irreplaceable, right? It's just like, it's this kind of mind fuck that is that sci-fi, but it just doesn't quite capture the heart that is in the original. Somebody fucked up, man. They kept losing viewers. Season 1 had like an average of 12 million viewers per the episodes, the season. Season 4, it was down to 4 million. So just a massive dive. Yeah. So although I'm bummed to see it leave, I understand why they cancel it, man. They do that with, I heard, it happens to shows all the time. I heard, what's the show that everybody liked? Ash versus the Evil Dead show.
That was bullshit. They canceled that on a cliffhanger on top of it.
Yeah. So like, but nobody was watching it, So like,
I was.
like that's what I mean, right? So like, it's kind of like with me in Westworld. People are upset. They're like, come on, let them have one more season. It's like, dude, nobody watched it. Oh, John,
Yes.
I know you're not the biggest Star Wars guy. Dude, I think you'd like Andor, man.
People have been telling me to watch it. I will.
Dude, it is the best. It's the writing is better than The Mandalorian. It's
What?
dude,
Is that even possible, Michael?
it's so grounded, man. It's so it's the realest that Star Wars has ever felt. And it makes you care about characters you didn't think you'd give two shits about. It's so funny
Listen.
when you think about it, John, because, I was telling Matt earlier, you've got giant space battles and wizards with lasers and all this crazy over-the-top fantasy sci-fi shit. And then to turn that around and be like, no, none of that. We're going to show you the story of the person who doesn't have, like, what does a stormtrooper mean to a person who doesn't have Jedi powers? What is it when the Empire is going through all their grandiose machinations? How does that affect a guy who's just trying to get through his day to day?
I like that.
And it's good. And like, it's slow.
And nobody's watching it.
But nobody's watching it, man, because they fucked up Obi-Wan. They fucked up Boba Fett. It's such a shame, man, because God, if this released like right after like the first or second season of Mando, I feel like it would be House of the Dragon levels of hype on the internet. And now I'm like, hey, is anybody watching this show? Anyone?
Yeah.
It's like crickets, dude.
Travolta meme.
No final fifth season. They managed. You know what the fucking funny thing is? The fifth season of Westworld, small spoiler for season 4, although I don't think any of you are going to watch it. They finally go, season 4 ends with them finally back at Westworld. They hit the reset button, essentially. And the ending starts out with the intro to the first episode of Westworld. You hear the old theme play on that old school fucking Western piano.
It's a good theme.
And then it ends, and now they're like, yeah, no 50. It's like they were dangling. I think maybe that's why people were upset, because like it's like, hey, we're gonna go back. The thing that you missed and the thing that you loved most about this, we're finally going back to Westworld proper, but with like all this other shit going on. I was thinking like, fuck, man, are they gonna get Hopkins back? Because they could now with the way they did things.
I wonder if it's dead, or if it's dead at HBO.
Well, I think it's HBO owned, man. So I think they'd have to, there's no way. I don't think they'd let it get to Netflix or Hulu or any of those places.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Don't mind me, just cruising around my costume design warship and 10 cargo holds. What's he talking about? What are you playing on? What game is that people love? Star Citizen? Is that what you're playing?
Elite Dangerous, or he's playing No Man's Sky, I think.
Oh.
No Man's Guy.
What would Yes Man's Guy be?
Dave Tran.
Oh no,
Like
he's
that?
playing Cosmo Tier.
I care less than.
What is that? What is Cosmo Tier? It's not any of those. John, the writer, artist, and superstar. Netflix is worried about their stock price and their shit choices, so they're dumping good shows. Westworld got canceled, no final fifth season. Netflix amazes me. They managed to axe all the good stuff. No Man's Sky doesn't let you make a ship from scratch, John.
No Man's Guy.
Tell him, Blaze. Tell John how much he doesn't know about ships. Let him have it.
I don't need to be told how much I don't know. Be here all day.
When are you going to bed, dude? It's late, man.
I took a long nap. I'm good.
Oh Christ,
Listen,
man.
you're trying to kick me off your stream. Are you about to end?
Oh yeah, I gotta pick up the lady, so I usually end here.
Cool, man.
But Matt, I want to thank you for hanging out. John, special guest appearance by. Thank you for being here too. If you guys missed this stream, the VOD, as always, is accessible via YouTube. You just have to pay the extortion fee, and no, it's free. It's free to all. Let me do a little shout out for Mr. Nerditude for being such a badass and putting up with my shit.
Gracias, somos Twitch.
Yeah, dude, John, if you're done when you're done later with your second nap, if you have a moment, you want to play a couple rounds, just take your mind off. Hit me up,
Yeah, let's
friend.
see.
We could do arcade. We could do whatever.
No
whatever.
arcade.
No arcade. How dare you? All right. And everybody else, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here, Matt. Same goes for you, buddy. Obviously, Matt and I play all the time.
Oh yeah,
so.
you hit me up. You know,
Yeah.
I take Mondays off, so all I gotta do is create my schedule and shit in Photoshop, and I'm solid.
Dude, yes, we are definitely gonna get some games in later. And John, good luck with the pages, friend. Shout out UA. Get on that. I gotta